Let's get it. Let's get it. It's your boy KSXP. One, two, three. Alright, listen. The thoughts and opinions expressed on the Staydownla podcast belong to me, KSXP, and maybe whoever else got the nerve to pull up. This ain't for the overly sensitive, overly serious, or anybody looking to be offended on purpose. If you're mad, you might want to log off now. For everybody else, welcome to the Staydownla podcast. Let's talk our shit. What up? It's your boy K Stacks the P. Welcome back to another episode of the Staydownla podcast. We have made it to episode 31. Episode 31! Episode 31! Technically speaking, there's 28 months. Technically speaking, there's 28 days in each month. Like the average days in each month is 28. Okay? Let that sink in. This is episode 31. I have done a full month of podcast episodes. If you just want to wake up each day and just listen to another episode, you literally can. We have officially made it to episode 31. I don't think y'all feel me. I don't think y'all really hear me though. Do y'all really hear me though? Do y'all really feel me though? Y'all can't really feel me though because we're not in person. But do y'all really hear me though? I don't think y'all really hear me though. So, welcome to episode 31 of the Staydownla podcast. I want to thank you guys. Welcome one, welcome all ages, you know what I'm saying? From the kids to the adults to the old folks. Everybody's welcome. I appreciate all the listeners. I welcome everybody. This is an open field, open playing field, open area, open arena. Of course, want to give a big shout out to all my angels above. Rest in peace to my grandmas. Rest in peace to both my grandmas. May they rest in peace. May they continue to guide me. May they continue to watch over me. Rest in peace to my auntie Bosse. Rest in peace to Latif's mom. Rest in peace to Latif. Rest in peace to Khalila. Rest in peace to Elliot. And rest in peace to all my angels. Make sure you guys watch over me. Make sure you guys continue to protect me. I appreciate all you guys do. Thank you guys. I love you guys and I miss you guys. It doesn't go one day, doesn't go by where I don't think I miss y'all and appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for watching over me. Thank you guys for guiding me. I love y'all. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you guys that are even tuning in and listening. Thank you guys. Shout out to all the support. Because exactly, I don't have no fans. You guys are all supporters. Shout out to all my supporters. Shout out to everybody that listens to my podcast. Shout out to everybody that listens to any form of my content. And to all the haters too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all y'all because y'all keep me going. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a nigga somewhere that's just like waiting on me to fail, waiting on me to stop going. And I'm just not going to stop. I'm just not going to stop going. So keep waiting on me to fail and you're going to keep seeing that I'm not going to. Keep waiting on me to fail and you're going to keep seeing me for real. Okay? That's a bar. As you guys can see with me today, I got my dog Morty. You feel me? I got my dog Bugs Bunny. And of course, big bro in the back, Rick. You feel me? So didn't go no pops today. You know what I'm saying? I went fully stuffed. You feel me? Went fully stuffed. Hold on. Y'all seen them. That's all y'all needed to see. You feel me? Hold on. It might be that time. It's time that we fully affect what's going on. But as you guys can see by the fit as well, you feel me? I got GDB on the shirt, you know what I'm saying? Get your dope boy, you feel me? You know, Nike Tech on the pants, you know what I'm saying? Something light, you know. And then I got the Uggs on the feet, you know what I'm saying? So that way, that quick little fit check, so that way y'all can see what's going on. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and edit my nigga Morty real quick. Because it's honestly time for a new resolution and a new change. But like I said the last episode, y'all, we doing it different now. We're doing the daily recaps at the end, and we starting off with the topic list. I actually kind of like doing it that way last week. I feel like it allowed me to get through the weeds faster and allowed me to get to the shit that I feel like more people want to listen to a little more quicker. Because overall for me, I like, you know, I could talk about myself all day. For real, especially when it comes to a weekly recap. I could really sit here and give you guys a whole detailed interlude of what happened during my week, but I feel like that's not fair because this is a podcast that talks about the culture. It ain't talking about the culture. What am I doing? What am I doing? So let's get into it. First off, we're going to start in movies and TV shows and media. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to call this segment of the pod. So I went to go see Send Help recently. What is Send Help? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. Oh, how could I be so foolish? Happy Black History Month. That's today's episode too. Come on now. It's freaking February. You feel me? Like, it's the best month. It's the best month of the year. You know, the most cultured, the most loving, you know what I'm saying, where we could really, as black people, come together and really show appreciation. You know, Black Excellence Month. That's what we should really call it. I seen a post where this guy, it was kind of cringy to me, I ain't gonna lie, but this is white guy, he made a Black Excellence basket for his girl, and they put it on TikTok, and I was like, I love the idea, but it's just like, that's what we're doing now. Okay. But to each your own, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit you're gonna have when, you know, you date a white person, you know. But if you date a person of culture, you never have to worry about shit like that because you guys are both understand. But yes, I went to go see Send Help this weekend or this Friday, and it was really enjoyable. It was made by the guy that actually did the first Spider-Man with the trilogy with Tobey Maguire. It was made by Sam Raimi, or directed by Sam Raimi. It was actually really interesting because I didn't know that going in, so I kind of just was watching it, and I thought it was very quirky or goofy, and I was kind of wondering why. But once you find out that it's Sam Raimi, it's like, it kind of makes sense, because if you know anything about Spider-Man, especially if you've seen like the second one, like when my nigga was like doing flips over Harry, you know what I'm saying, getting him off the what is it called, the Green Goblin skateboard and shit. Like, if you really know anything about the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and I say the original because while there is other Spider-Mans, I feel like that's the most classic one, in my opinion. I'm gonna just say what it is, you know. Sam Raimi, he really like made his etch in history with that film. But what is Send Help? This is the plot. An employee and her insufferable boss become stranded on a desert island, the only survivors of a plane crash. Here, they must overcome past grievances and work together to make it out alive. Two work colleagues, Linda Little, played by Rachel McAdams, and her arrogant boss, Bradley Preston, played by Dylan O'Brien, are the only survivors of their company plane crash on a deserted island, forced to rely on one another for food and shelter, as well as confront old resentments and conflicts. As dwindling resources and rising paranoia put them in a psychological strain, they struggle not only to survive the island's unforgiving, brutal environment, but also to navigate an escalating battle of shifting power dynamics filled with dark humor, tension, and unexpected twist. And it's so funny because I like to pride myself on being able to read, but you know, sometimes I just get nervous when I feel like I'm being watched. You know what I'm saying? So don't do too much on me. Don't do too much on me. But as usual, I told you guys I'm not playing no more when it comes to these movies. When I go in there, I'm taking notes. So here are the Send Help notes. So I kind of got there late. I don't know how I did it. I thought I got there on time, but somehow, some way, I got there after the previews. Because if you know anything about the movies now, they start 25 to 30 minutes later. So yes, I got there thinking I was gonna be on time, but I kind of walked in where the scene that I'm seeing, she's already kind of she's talking to her bird. I'm gonna just, you know, like I said, set the premise. She's in her comfortable wear, you know, she's in like a robe, and she has like a towel over her head, if I'm not mistaken, and she's like drinking wine, she's vibing, you know, and I believe that she had just, in my opinion, based on the context of the scenario of the scene, she must have just been told that the promotion was pretty much guaranteed to be hers, because she's pretty much like, when you are promised something and you're like, oh, I can't wait to get this new car, like, and the person that she's talking to is her bird, so she's telling her bird, like, once I get this promotion, we're gonna have more money, We're gonna have more of this. We're gonna have more of that. So she's pretty much just wishful thinking, you know. So she's drinking wine, talking about a possible promotion that was told in front of the son. She's talking to a bird. She's watching the show Survivor. So the movie's called Send Help. So they already send the premise. Like I said with the synopsis, they're on a deserted island. But it's like, okay, you know, I love when movies show the reason that the person is able to survive in a situation like this isn't just random. So this is their plot point. This is the point where they introduce her background and show that she has history / interest in survivalist TV shows, because she's watching a show Survivor. So we see that she, you know, they set the premise for that. So Preston is on the company name. Bradley Preston is named the new president. So Bradley Preston, Dylan O'Brien's character, his dad, you know, just recently passed away. So now he's set as the new president of the company, which makes sense, you know. Linda Little, she remembers him or they know each other because they spoke at a Christmas party, but that happens off screen. They don't really show that. I'm not gonna lie, Sam Raimi, he did his shit, because the whole time I'm watching this scene, I'm like, what is are they trying to, like, you know, make her look bad? And they are, because when we first see Linda Little's character, she's eating like a tuna sandwich, and she pretty much sees Bradley Preston, and she wants to say hi, but when she's trying to go and say hi, she still has a smudge of food on her face, and it was just really nasty, because it was just really just very pronounced. And as expected, he was focused on it, because there was a nice scene where they had him zoom in on where the food was at, and he was just really just staring at it ugh, this girl really just came up to me right now and is talking to me with this piece of food in her mouth, and she's really trying to have this conversation. So they literally have a scene where he focuses on that, and I thought that was really funny. And then, so she has some shoes that I'm guessing, like I said, I watched the whole movie. These shoes weren't super duper important, but I guess they're just a representation of just her resilience, because she has some work shoes that she just wears a lot that represent just her strength. He calls them the little moves, and then she tells him, don't step in any puddles. I guess that's a good luck charm or something. But it's so funny, because the guy that I remember him. I think he used to be in the Allstate commercials. The black gentleman that's in this movie, that's kind of his co-worker or his assistant, because when he's getting shown to the store or shown to the the team and everything, they had to, of course, have somebody tell everybody who it is. Yes, his name is Dennis Haybert. Dennis Haybert, yeah. He was like I said, he used to be in the Allstate commercials and stuff. And if they say he isn't, they capping. But yeah, this guy, he used to be in the Allstate commercials, be like, Allstate, you're in good hands. And it's so funny, because he's walking around, and the moment that Bradley Preston goes in office, he's like, yeah, get back to work, y'all. And I thought that was just so funny, because I'm like, okay, they seem to take this job here pretty seriously. So when he goes inside his office to talk to Bradley, and now the guy from Allstate are talking to each other. Or is it Allstate? It has to be Allstate, because State Farm is the red one. Like I said, his name is Dennis Haysbert, and if you look him up, you'll see what I'm talking about. But when he's talking to Dennis Haysbert, they're in the office, and he's like, hold on, I got a piece of food on my finger, can you smell this? And I thought that was so disrespectful, because he really made him smell it. And then when he smelled it, he smelled that it was tuna, and he was mad, you know what I'm saying? And he's like I said, the whole beginning of the movie, we're shown that Linda thinks that she's getting this promotion, and now we're seeing Bradley, the person who's taking over the company. We're kind of getting an insight on his true feelings about Linda, and in a sense, like I said, Linda didn't do herself no justice by coming to work and behaving in that manner, and by eating at her desk, doing stuff like that, because he pretty much already had the promotion ready to be given to his homie. There's somebody that he was in a frat with, and it's so funny because when he pretty much lets Dennis's character know that, oh yeah, I'm finna make this guy. His name is Franklin, because I'm like, I could just say his name in the movie. In the movie, his name is Franklin. He's like, oh yeah, I'm pretty much finna make Donovan, which is his homie, played by Xavier Samuel. He's like, I'm finna make Donovan the vice president. Franklin, he's pretty much like, whoa, I don't think you should do that because Linda Little, she's like the backbone of the company. Pretty much saying that she's a very valuable asset, that before you think about giving this promotion to someone else, really reconsider giving it to her because she's been with the company a long time and your dad really fuck with her, and he kind of already said that like she's the one that's supposed to get the promotion anyway. So that's why she was already celebrating. She's like, I kind of thought I was going to get the promotion already. But no. He still says that Donovan is getting the job, and he's just like looking at her. He's just like, nah, I'm disgusted and stuff like that. So he's pretty much trying to like, I guess since he can't fire her per se, he's like, okay, well, how can I get her out of this, department? So he's like, okay, there's a deal they have to do in Thailand, so that's why they even have to get on the plane in the first place. That's a deal they have to go do. So he pretty much is like, okay, well, me and Donovan was finna go on the trip, but I guess I'll take her along because, like I said, Franklin is like, okay, like you should take her with you because she can help you guys get this job done. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. And pretty much, yeah, he's like, reluctantly, he was like, okay, fuck it, I guess I'll take her. And it's so crazy how he did it because he's so smooth with this. But I don't think he didn't plan it. Like you couldn't have planned this any better because pretty much right now, because like I said, now that he's like kind of like set the groundwork for the fact that he's going to promote Donovan and not her, he's making it known that like he's getting promoted. So Donovan comes to the office and he's like kind of celebrating, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny his name is Donovan, shout out to my twin Donovan. So they're over there celebrating and he's like, yeah, I'm getting promoted. So they're like, oh, pretty much she didn't get told directly that she wasn't getting promoted. She basically got told indirectly that Donovan was getting promoted. So she was like at her table and she's like, wait, I heard something about Donovan getting promoted. And then her coworker, the person at her desk, was like, yeah, you didn't know? I'm sending out the email right now. She's like, what? She's like, yeah, they went to the same frat. Like, pretty much like, I guess the sales floor, the team, they could tell that like who was obviously going to get the promotion if Bradley was going to get, moved up in the job or moved up in the company. They could just tell that like him and Donovan go like this. So because of that, they already knew that they're in the same frat. Who else would this position go to? But Linda is looking at it like, well, I was told that I'm finna get this promotion. Like, I've been working my ass off. I've been working with his dad. Like, I done made my mark here. If anybody's deserving of this position, it's me. Which, in a sense, it does make sense. You know what I'm saying? If somebody is an asset to your company like that, and the way that the guy, Franklin, was, like, explaining about Linda's character, you're definitely supposed to easily get the promotion to her. But, they hold her anyway. So, when she's told that Donovan is getting the promotion, she doesn't take it very well. She interrupts a meeting there, and it's funny because looking back, I think he was talking to Linda's replacement because he was talking to a woman kind of younger, you know what I'm saying, that looked better, I guess, and he was like kind of like on her and stuff like that. And it's so funny because it looked like he was flirting with her, but he got a wife, so I guess he wasn't. I guess he was just like trying to like smooth talker, I guess, for the position, whatever, right? So she's interrupting the meeting. She's letting him know that like Donovan's only been here for 6 months. I've been here for 7 years. And then he tells her to close the door so they could talk about it. She's like, he says that she's good with numbers, but he doesn't see her as someone that's ready for an executive position quite yet. He's saying that he needs someone who's well-liked, someone who golfs. Pretty much he's like describing someone who's just like Donovan to basically say that you don't have none of the qualities that my nigga Donovan has, and that's what I'm looking for somebody in this position. In reality, he didn't want to give her the position, right? But he found a way to make it look smooth and be to like kind of like break it to her like, you know what, the real reason I'm not promoting you, you know, you're just awkward, you know what I'm saying, you're not really like a people person, like I need someone that, you know, I need a social butterfly. I need someone that like when they see something they just go for it, you know, like he's just like basically like making some BS and shit, you know. So he says though that she surprised him, but by the fact that she interrupted the meeting, that the fact that she I guess pressed him, he wasn't expecting her to confront him. So he said that surprised him. So she's like, okay. He's like, hey, I like that. So the Bangkok merger, they're now having to do that thing still, right? So he's acting as if it was his plan to bring her on, but remember guys, he didn't want to take her with him. Franklin told him that you gotta take her with you because she's really, you know, she's basically better prepared for this position, she's better prepared for the job than Donovan. So just so you guys don't fuck it up, take her with you. So he makes it seem that like, you know what, I got a plan. How about you come with me on the Bangkok merger? You kind of showcase your talents, you know, basically prove to me why I should make you the executive director, and then we can reconsider. Whole time he's not even planning on reconsidering. Whole time he's just bringing her there so she could do the work. Let's just keep it a beat. I might as well just tell you guys what the real plan was, because this nigga, hey man, and it's so funny because I like movies like this where they do a good job at making you dislike a character, but then the character, like in a sense, they put you in a position where they show you that the character has some redeemable qualities or the ability to be redeemed. So then you're like at a you know, you're at a crossroads. You're like, damn, you done made me not fuck with this nigga. You done made me like realize this nigga's a dickhead. But now you're telling me this nigga's been through all this, that like the whole time he, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, it was one of those. So I was like, okay. So this whole time, I'm not fucking with Bradley Preston. This whole time, Dylan O'Brien's character, BD, I'm not fucking with him. So I'm like, okay. Because he's just popping it. And he's like being so disrespectful. And it's like, you know, as someone that, you know, hey, I've been there too. I could definitely relate to just wanting a position and, in a sense, just kind of getting the runaround. Is like, don't necessarily shit on me and say like, oh, you can't get this position, but don't also tell me that yes, you have a chance, you're in the running, and then the whole time you're not even planning to give it to me, you know, and you're telling me I can prove myself. It's like that's rude. That's rude. So then he's acting like he wanted her to, you know, like I said that. So now we see his wife, and of course, I don't know, like I said, I don't know why Hollywood loves to do this. They love to act like white guys always just pull black women, I guess. You know, like, I don't know. Like I said, it's just a trope that I'm just getting annoyed by. But he's with a black woman, you know what I'm saying? She's bad, you know. Like I said, I keep it a bean. That's why I was like, that's why I was annoyed. I'm like, he's not pulling her. What are you talking about? He's not pulling her. Especially for what she did. Yeah, man. He almost had a hiccup, y'all. He ain't deserve her for real. He ain't deserve her for real. He ain't appreciate that. He ain't appreciate that. So, oh yeah. So now, at this point, he's pretty much letting Linda know, like, yeah, so yeah, basically, don't eat at your table no more. That shit is nasty. You know, and which makes sense, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I mean, it depends on what you're eating. That's all. But I feel him, like, if you're gonna be making a mess like that, because she even, like, that's what I'm saying. That nigga Sam Raimi made sure, like, she put the sandwich in the drawer, and then she closed the drawer with the sandwich, like, shit like that. I was like, why are you being so extra nasty, you know? But he was like, yeah, he was being mean to her, I ain't gonna lie. He was like, you know, and then he lied and said that she got complaints, you know? So he pretty much, everything that him and Franklin were talking about, he found a way to, like, let her know within that conversation, and he did it so cold to where it really looked like, yeah, like, you know what, this has been like, you know, on my mind, or this has came to my attention. Let me let you know now. Like, yeah, people been complaining about you, you know, saying that when you eat at your table it stinks, you know, they're saying you're not a people person. Like, he said all this shit so cold to her that she's over there just like, and I don't blame her, because like I said, as a sensitive person myself, man, I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have did the same thing. I probably just wouldn't still be working there though, because you're not finna get the position to someone else after I was guaranteed the position. And then like, you know, and then the reasoning behind it is because I'm not, you know, I don't play golf. I'm not a golfer type person. Like whatever the fuck that means. So she went to her car because she couldn't handle embarrassment, and she's giving herself self-affirmations. I like that part of the movie because I was like, you see, that's how you're supposed to handle situations like that. You know, you're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to remind yourself who you are. Tell yourself, I am strong. I am better than this. I am this. I am smart. I am courageous. I have confidence. You know, tell yourself the things that you believe in yourself, so that way you can handle it better and be good. So now the next day, she's like, you know, I'm thinking she's done with the job. I ain't gonna lie, but that wouldn't make sense for the movie. The next day, she pulls up to the, because they're taking a private jet. She pulls up a private plane, I should say. She pulls up to the hangar to like get on the plane with them, and she's so happy. She's so cheerful. Like she's ready. She's ready and revving to go, and I loved it because it was like, you see, like, if you really wanted her to be social, you really wanted her to like do that, you see the fact that she is down to do it. Like, oh God, you gotta give her some cool points for that. But man, that nigga was so rude. She pulled up to him and she was like, okay, hey y'all, like, I'm ready for work. I hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are having a good morning. And then she pretty much was talking to him. And then when he was finished, he took his AirPod out, was like, what? And I just thought that was so cold. Because imagine you talking to somebody and you say like a really good thing, and then they for one, I know you heard me, but then they act like you didn't, and they didn't hear you, and you're the type of person that you have to repeat it. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta talk to you. You my boss. You feel me? Like, what the fuck? So now, like I said, he was being too rude for me. I literally wrote that down. Donovan basically comes up to her and is like, man, relax, man. You work too hard. So like I said, at this point, the movie's doing a good job in the sense of has you thinking like, okay, the job matters. At this point, we still care about the job. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still thinking to myself, man, Donovan, you tripping, bro. You talking about she worked too hard? She don't work enough. Like, while you lacking, she about to really prove to this nigga that she's a better employee than you. That's what I'm thinking to myself. I done dang near forgot what I'm watching. I'm really thinking to myself, yeah, she finna do her shit. But now, they're over there on the plane, right? She's working while they're talking about golf. So they're over there bullshitting, they're over there wasting time. And then there was this scene where like, it's funny because this Asian guy was in this movie. I forgot. Let me see his name. Cause yeah, oh yeah, Chris Pang. He was in it. I don't know if that's the guy. I feel like I've seen him in other movies. Chris Pang. What movie was he in? What movies was he in? Crazy Rich Asians, Palm Springs, Charlie's Angels, Tomorrow the War Began. Yeah, my apologies, sir. I thought I'd seen you with something else, but yes. Chris Payne and everybody. Rachel McAdams. Where else have I seen her? What movies have I seen this lady in? We'll do some more deep dive. Alright, y'all. So, yes. He pretty much was like, oh yeah, you working too hard. That you need to chill out and all that stuff. And she's on the plane like, man, I'm about to do that. I'm about to keep working. So she's working while they're talking about golf. Somehow, someway, Donovan was able to find her audition tape that she did for the show Survivor. And I'm not gonna lie, that's what I'm saying. Sam Raimi did not hold back on the cringe factor because her Survivor tape was super cringy. It wasn't like some cool ass video. She did it on a freaking playground. But the whole time though, they're pretty much like naming off her skills, like her abilities. You know, she's able to like, you know, pretty much all the things that a survivor needs. You know, able to build a shelter, able to start a fire. You know what I'm saying? Able to hunt. Like they pretty much just letting us know that she has these skills in her Rolodex. So while they're laughing about it, I thought it was so funny. Yeah, because look, I'm such a genius. I wrote it down. But now they're laying down the blueprint for a while. She's able to have the ability to survive. They did the dumb thing of letting it be known that they're watching audition tape. Like, that's how you know they really didn't fuck with her. Like, I'm telling you, this nigga Bradley was like just so smug. He was just so confirmed in his belief that, yeah, like, once this thing is over, I'm finna fire her. I'm finna get her up out of here because you're that cocky enough to watch her video and laugh about her in front of her, yeah, you deserve everything that's coming to you, brother. So then, well, I mean, not in this extent, but so pretty much she said, okay, so you guys want to laugh about me doing my audition tape? She literally pretty much was almost done with the merger. She said, don't save, deleted the merger. And like a twist of fate, the moment she closed her laptop and was like, I'm finna relax then too, the freaking plane had some turbulence. And when it had turbulence, the lady was like, okay guys, let's make sure we put on our seatbelts. And niggas was finna put on their seatbelts. But then Bradley, dumbass, was like, you niggas must be pussy or something. Like, you guys really finna put on your seatbelt? Mind you, he had his seatbelt on. Imagine a nigga telling you that has his seatbelt on, you pussy for not putting on your seatbelt. Imagine. Okay. So then, after, when the nigga was like, you know what, you're right, we're not gonna put on our seatbelt. You're right, we're not scary, we're not pussy, the fuck. The fucking turbulence hit again, and then them niggas got thrown up. They douche, hit the top of the freaking plane, went down on the floor of the plane. And that nigga Bradley's looking at it like, oh shit. Yeah, bro, you caused this. Don't be upset. Don't be confused. You brought this upon them. Had you let them niggas sit down and get comfortable, they probably could have survived. Probably. Maybe. You never know. But now, like on some Final Destination type shit. The door is ripped off of the side. And the guy, Donovan, pretty much, now that everybody's about to lose their life, we're seeing their masks be unveiled. Everybody, when the plane was safe, they was all good. The niggas was all fucking with each other. The niggas was all nice. The moment that the plane goes to shit and they're about to die, them niggas start trying to sacrifice each other and pretty much say, nigga, the survival of the fittest, everyone for themselves. Linda's on her seat. She's good. She's like, hey, let me help you out because I noticed that you're about to freaking die. This nigga Donovan grabs onto her and says, give me your seat. And I thought it was so scary. I ain't gonna lie. Like, there's not that much scary scenes in this movie, and there's not that much scary. It's not a scary movie. But that part was just so, like, kind of like horrifying. Like, imagine you finna die, and I'm over here sitting trying to help you out, and you telling me, give me your seat? Oh my gosh. I don't know how I'd react. But I'd probably do something similar to what she did, because he literally got to the point where he's choking her and shit, like really like trying to get her out the seat. She finds a fork that falls randomly, and then she stabs the fuck out of him, and then he like, you know, has to hang off. And the Asian guy, the guy that was in, you know, Rich Asians, he's also holding on to Donovan. Donovan kicks the fuck out of him, so he's losing his teeth. Like, it was a little bit of gore, but it was just some shit. It was just like, damn, like, this is going crazy. So quite literally, he gets out the plane, but he's still caught on the plane by his tie. So he's like hanging off the plane and shit, and he's like still like, can you help me? And I thought that was just so funny, because it's like, you know, I don't wish death on nobody, but you guys can be mean to people and then expect good stuff to happen to you either. You know what I'm saying? So the plane is going down into the water, and it gets crashed. It crashes into the water. And it was so cool, I ain't gonna lie. That whole sequence, it happens really fast, but for some reason, like, as unbelievable as it was, it still looked believable. Like, you know, sometimes when I see scenes of, like, people surviving, like, horrific accidents of movies and stuff like that, I'd be like, damn, like, that's not really believable. This one kind of seemed a little believable. I kind of seen her, like, being able to possibly survive it. Like, being caught in the seat and stuff, yeah, but, like, maybe, like, at least making it to the water safely, I kind of seen that possibly happening. But I don't know. Maybe I just think too much. So she takes off her belt and she gets out. She does it, but she's going to get Preston before she leaves. There was and before she leaves, there's like a jump scare of the flight attendant. So the movie, like I said, I guess they want to try to scare us again. We see the plane get fully submerged, and she heads towards the island, and then she wakes up later with water hitting her face, and she's on the island. They pan out, and we can see that it's a big-ass island, and she doesn't see any survivors, and she tries to walk, and then for some, you know, after walking some time, she finds Preston. She tries to wake him up, but he has a wound to his head and a wound to his leg, so he's pretty much incapacitated right now. So it sounds like a storm is coming, but she's already on it. She's making a survival plan. I ain't gonna lie, like the way that she was doing her shit, they got me thinking out. I literally wrote it down. I was like, they got me thinking I need to learn this stuff for myself, because she did a good job for what she had. But it's a movie, so of course, you know, she literally had everything she needed. But I don't know, movie aside, I was just thoroughly impressed with the way that she kind of like handled the survival aspect. So as far as the movie goes, they definitely get points on making me feel like I need to learn how to survive in the wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to learn how to hunt. I need to learn how to do all this stuff, you know? You know how the girls be saying, the man that used to know how to build houses, maybe I need to know how to do some shit like that. You feel me? So she did a good-ass job for what she had. Now it's daytime, and Bradley and Junior, that's what I wrote, is waking up. Even in this position, mind you, the nigga has a wound to the head and a wound to his leg. He has the audacity to look at her crazy like she isn't or wasn't the one keeping this nigga alive. Crazy, right? So he's asking her if anybody else has survived. She says no. He cries. He's like, is Donovan alive? She's like, no. And so far right now, it's been a day and a half. He says thanks. He said, I thought at this point he's finally showing some compassion. But it was surprisingly funny too. Like, the movie was surprisingly funny. Like, it was really doing a good job. So now she's making a fire, and I'm excited for her because she got some fish. You know, like, I was really like immersed in the plot, in the sense of like, I really wanted to see them survive. I really wanted to see them make it through. You know what I'm saying? But when she tried to feed him, he's being a baby. Like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like, the movie, yeah, that nigga Sam Raimi, he made sure to like do some extra shit, because when she was feeding him, she freaking put her finger in his mouth and shit. And I was like, yeah, see, I probably would have bit your shit, girl. Like, feed me, don't finger me. What are we talking about? So she was low-key, like, I felt like having like a psychological break, because there's a scene where she's like kind of like just looking at the water. She's just crying and laughing. She's just like and she's like just crying and laughing, and I'm just like, yeah, the situation they're in is finally setting into her. But I think she was more on the like happy side, because like I said, what she had in the mainland wasn't, you know, she didn't have this much like authority, I guess you could say. Even though it wasn't much authority, she just has, I guess, more freedom. Less material possessions led to more freedom, I guess, in the sense of what she's able to truly do, you know? So now she found a conch, you know? I don't know what that was, but they made a big point to show us her finding it. He gonna ask her, how long will it take till they get found? And I thought that was so, like, I was like, yeah, this nigga, like, he's a good actor. Because I'm like, yeah, he's irritating me. Like, this nigga's so pompous. Like, you're that bougie, bro. You're that, like, pretentious that you don't even realize the situation we're in. We are lucky to even be alive. And here you are asking me, how long would it take to get found? Not like you in a position to even help niggas get found anyway. But she's asking her, like, how she made a distress signal. And then I wrote another time, like, I'm like, he's showing his real side, and she's trying to help him, but he's like, you work for me. So she's like, okay. She doesn't even argue with him. She just grabs her shoes, and I guess, like I said, they wanted to make us see the little mules. She grabs her shoes, and then she walks off. So she walks off, and he thinks she's going to come back, but she doesn't. So he's getting irritated. So now they're showing us different panels of him, like, the reality setting in, of him, like, seeing it. So we start off with him, like, kind of, like, chilling, like, oh, yeah, she's coming back. Then he looks a little more stressed out. Okay, she's coming back. And then he's looking irritated. He's like, bro, where is she? And then he starts looking sad, like, bro, where is she, bro? She ain't came back. So now, this nigga was acting like he could do it all day. He's breaking down. The nigga can't survive, so I started laughing. You know, the reality of the situation is setting in on him. The night is windy and is blowing away the shelter. And mind you, he can't walk, so he can't even fix it. Now the sun is whooping his ass. So she came back. I guess she left him for like the rest of the day, basically. Came back the next day and was like, you know, hey, just so you know, well, you're not at the job no more, you know? And then she proved that, like, she asked him something that basically, like, proved that he was lying about him passing her for the promotion, but he was still lying, you know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga couldn't tell the truth for shit. So now she's trying to go and hunt for a boar, and she's making, like, a spear type weapon, and it was so cool because she really killed the heck out of that boar, and it was funny because it was really bloody, really exaggerated. I like that scene because it just really showed that, like, this lady does not play, and when it comes to her survival, she's going to make sure she makes it out of there. So now when she gets the boar, she pretty much makes a joke to Batty, like, here you are injured, you know what I'm saying, and I've been taking care of you, and I literally had to go get the food, like, bring home the bacon. And then she's laughing, and he's like, you know what, that's right, you really did have to go get the bacon. Like, they have, like, a little moment. Or I thought so like I said, this movie does a good job. Oh, and I know I didn't say spoiler alert, but y'all should know by now I do spoilers everything, you know. If you don't want a spoiler alert, go watch it on TikTok, you know what I'm saying? And now that we got to this point, the secret word of today is Funyuns. And the sponsors of today's podcast and today's episode is Staydownla. Make sure you guys follow them on Instagram at Staydownla_ and Staydownla_ fitness, you know. That way you can see all the stuff that has to go on with Staydownla. And then make sure you guys follow them on YouTube at Staydownla as well, you know. So that way you guys can just see all my content and see everything that I post, because I sponsor these videos and I make these videos, you know what I'm saying? And you guys supporting these videos is what helps me keep going. I'm going to keep going anyway, but it's just nice to just also get some support along the way. You feel me? So thank you guys for listening to this small advertisement segment. You feel me? So now they kind of have this little moment, but like I said, overall, they don't really have no real moments. This whole time, like, I'm gonna be honest, Bradley is just doing what he has to do to survive. Like, he's the definition of, I'm faking it to make it, you know what I'm saying? So, like, at this point, though, I wrote down, I said, maybe there is hope for Bradley, because I thought he was, you know? But she's been really exploring the island, and it's funny because she's not that, like, they did a good job at making her look so crazy that, like I said, when Bradley is kind of like saying that she's not really presentable, I'm like, you know, she's not that presentable, but that's not that she need to be presentable. But now that she's on the island and she's been, you know, being able to bench herself, do her thing, we're kind of seeing her true beauty, per se, you know what I'm saying? So now they're showing her, you know what I'm saying, that, like I said, that she's not bad looking, she just kind of looks crazy. But I started thinking that she was looking a little crazy because, like I said, the island is getting to her, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? So they showed this long ass shower scene, you know what I'm saying? But she sees a boat like driving past, and she kind of has an opportunity where she kind of like could get the attention of the boat, but she doesn't, you know? So we kind of already kind of seeing like a sign into her true intentions that she's not ready to leave the island yet, that if there was an opportunity to leave, she might pass it up. Because right then and there, they could have been found already, and she didn't call for the boat. So that's pretty interesting. I now looking back, it's like, yeah, she knows. And I think, like I said, at this point, I'm thinking she doesn't want to go back to the island, or she doesn't want to go back to land, because she knows, like, okay, well, if I go back to land, this nigga gonna be my boss, like, you know what I'm saying? Now, and that's why at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I was okay with her keeping them on the island in hopes that I thought Bradley would, in a sense, become more appreciative, become more compassionate, so that way when they do go back to land, he won't be trying to do no bullshit with the job. Like, I was hoping that the island experience would be such an eye-opening experience for Bradley that he would basically like, okay, yeah, I should treat this woman better. But no, overall, he doesn't really change how he behaves. You know what I'm saying? So now, like I said, he's kind of like telling her that, you know, like I said, he's trying to tell her what she should do. Like, he's like, hey, we should be trying to build a raft. We should be trying to like really get off this island. So she's like, a raft is the last resort. It's the last resort. and she's saying they should keep doing what they're doing. So like I said, a part of it is true, but a part of it is because she doesn't want to leave. So she's right in the fact that they shouldn't make a raft because, you know, a raft is pretty like wishy-washy. But she's saying that they should keep doing what she's doing because she doesn't want to go back to land yet. You know what I'm saying? So he's bragging about being a CEO, and now he's like firing her, and now he's leaving. So now we're seeing his first attempt at survival. So he doesn't really get that far. And at this point, I'm telling, in my head, I'm like, if I was her, I would try to leave. Like, now that this nigga's left me alone, I would just leave him on the island. I would try to get people's attention, and I would have left. But I thought, like I said, I thought she was going crazy for real, because she made like a crown, you know, like she started making a hat, you know. So he tried to make a send help sign, but he spelled it wrong. He put HEPL, so it's Hippu, help us, you know, Hippu us, you know. She made lotion, you know what I'm saying, because like, so the whole time it's kind of like it's like a scene in SpongeBob where like when they're camping and Patrick and SpongeBob are having all the things they need for their campsite, and Squidward is struggling. So it's kind of like this, where it's like she's literally having everything and everything she wants, and everything and anything she wants, and he's over there struggling to like get the. He can't even build a house. You know what I'm saying? He can't even build a shelter. So eventually, after, you know what I'm saying. Eventually, after like, you know, realizing he can't survive, he pretty much, you know, concedes and like goes to help her. But honestly, like I said, without really sitting here and going too deep into the movie, there's just another few scenes where, like I said, it becomes a pretty much a real life survival of the island movie, and then we're kind of really just seeing them like really get closer and stuff, or what we assume to get closer. But we're pretty much seeing that they've been on the island for a long time. He eventually heals up. He eventually learns some skills to survive. They've been exploring the island together. She tells him that there's a part of the island that he shouldn't go to because there's specifically some poison ivy, and if he walks over there, it's gonna fuck him up. She's lying though. Pretty much, like I said, the real spoiler of the movie, y'all, because at this point, right, like I said, their first attempt to like get help was the boat. She didn't call to it. The second attempt to get help, the nigga's wife, Bradley's wife, shows up. Apparently the search had been called off, but Bradley's wife was like very, you know, hopeful, like, nah, my husband is still out there. And also note, Linda Little's character is not single by choice. She apparently had a husband that she was with for a long time, but the relationship was very shitty. So with the relationship being very shitty, the nigga was a drunk, and whenever he would get drunk, he would try to drive, but, you know, because she loved him, she would hide his keys. There was one night where they really got into it, and, you know what I'm saying, they really got into it, and he got drunk, and he asked her, he was like, okay, well, where's my car keys? And normally she would be like, okay, I'm not gonna give you your car keys. And then this time around, she was like, you know what? Took the keys out of her bag and left them on the table, and pretty much murder she wrote. You know, he did what any, you know what I'm saying, what was expected from him as a drunk person. Drove drunk, and, you know, he lost his life. And I didn't peep it at first, but I guess they were putting us in the perspective of like thinking, okay, well, does that mean that she's responsible for his death, or does that mean that he killed himself? And in a sense, it's a little bit of both, because she's responsible in the sense that, you know, he's drunk, and you know he's looking for his keys, and you kind of know the outcome. You know, you kind of have an idea of what's going to happen if this nigga drives this drunk. But it's not really her fault in the sense that, like, if someone's asking for the stuff, you know what I'm saying, you gotta give them the shit, I guess. But with the bigger picture of the fact that, like, this nigga's been clearly, you know, doing her wrong, treating her bad, she's probably like, yeah, fuck this nigga. Like, if this nigga want to go do something and hurt himself, hopefully this will be learn his lesson. And, you know, respectfully, he did learn his lesson. And, you know what I'm saying? So Bradley's pretty much looking at her like, oh yeah, she is like capable of doing shit like that. And the movie was pretty much letting us know that yes, she's capable of doing shit like that. Because, but I ain't gonna lie, like that's very low tier for the shit that she eventually does on this island, in my opinion. You know, because I feel like they made it seem like okay, cool. Like I said, if you want to say that she kind of is responsible for her husband's death, they made us feel for her. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that like, okay, well, you had a reason why you might have been inclined to not want to stop him from doing that. You know, this nigga was treating you bad. On this island, though, granted, while Bradley is treating you bad, you guys kind of still do gotta get to help. You kind of gotta get home. And then once you find out the shit that how deep she's really taking it, you gotta say she's evil at this point, because the wife shows up to the island with a boat driver. They basically get there and she's like pretty much shitting bricks now, right? And that's what I'm saying. We don't really gotta talk about the scene, but there's also a really interesting scene, because I'm like, maybe I won't spoil this scene, that makes you really uncomfortable. And Sam Raimi, he did a really good job. You know, there's a scene where, let's just call it the knife scene. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 3C Films, because that's what he called it. The knife scene is really good. It really got me. As a guy, it really makes your stomach hurt. So, pretty much, Bradley made an attempt to escape. It was unsuccessful. And during his attempt, he kind of poisoned her. And, like, she pretty much was like, okay, well, since you poisoned me, I'm going to show you how crazy I can go. And we kind of see a sample of her craziness. But this sample of her craziness is only a fraction to her real craziness, because once she sees the wife and shit, she's like, fuck, like, now I kind of have to take her to her man, but she doesn't want to. So she pretty much, like, we kind of get an idea what her plan is, because earlier in the movie, when they're walking on this path, there's loose gravel and she falls, but Bradley saves her. So this time around, when she's walking with the wife and the boat driver, she's like, oh, did you guys come with anybody else? She's like, nah, it's just us. Perfect. So she takes them through the path of the loose gravel, and as expected, someone falls. Sadly, the wife falls, and the boat driver is trying to help, and I ain't gonna lie, Linda was not helping. And she did not try to help them up. And we're led to believe, because the scene cuts through basically Linda coming back to the camp, and she's kind of like, you know, when you just drained, she kind of just looks drained. She kind of looks like she looks pale. You know what I'm saying? Like she just seen a ghost. So she kind of just looks pale. They show her going to the water and like kind of just like washing herself off. So I guess you could say washing off her sins, washing off the blood from her hands and shit. And naturally, Bradley's like, yeah, something's up with her. But, you know, because of what he just recently did, he can't be too, like, pressing, you know what I'm saying? He's still trying to, like I said, he's trying to be fake enough to be nice to her to survive, but the issue is he really can't stand her, so he can't keep up the act, you feel me? The mask keeps slipping off. So, eventually, now, I guess, you know what I'm saying, the guilt of, you know, murdering a nigga's wife is getting to her naturally, and that's why I was like, I didn't get this aspect of the movie, like in a sense of, or I guess towards the plot. Yeah, you're gonna feel pretty shitty after you kill somebody that just came to save you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's to be expected. Like, this girl came to got y'all. You know what I'm saying? At most, maybe you could have told her that, yeah, hey, you talking, because she was like, aren't you ready to go back to the city? And the girl's like, you could have just told the truth. I would love to go back to the city, but your nigga treats me so bad. Your man is a terrible man, and I don't like working for him. And maybe she could have did something, but for you to try to, you know what I'm saying, or I don't know, maybe you could just left with them and said, oh, he's not here. I don't know. I just feel so bad, especially because she's black, you know what I'm saying, black queen. You killed a black queen and then try to make it seem like it was an accident. And I say make it seem like it was an accident because, like I said, we're under impression that maybe they just couldn't get up. But when they re-show the scene, you actually see Linda push them off. And it's so fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, you feel me? And it's not even as worse as this other scene that we find out, because pretty much when he's walking away, he kind of like, okay, you know, he's like, okay, well, shit. I don't know what they get into it about, but they pretty much get into it about something. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna walk off real quick. I'm gonna go do my thing. So as he's walking off to do his thing, oh, and then of course, you know, like I said, Linda's guilt. She's having nightmares. You know, like I said, it's a jump scare. I thought the wife was alive, but it was a jump scare. It was a jump scare again, so I'm not gonna spoil it too much. So he walks off, and he walks in the sand, and Linda didn't do a good job at burying the body. Her dumbass left the hand hanging out with the freaking ring showing. So anybody with eyes could fucking see a fucking hand, a black hand in the sand with a ring. So he sees it, breaks down, and you know he's fucked up. So he comes back to her and he confronts her. He's like, "Hey, is there anything you want to tell me?" And immediately she's like giving off red flags of guilt. And she's like, "What? What happened? What happened?" He's like, "You don't have anything you want to tell me?" She's like, "No, why would I have anything to tell you?" And then he shows her the ring, and then she's like, no, I don't," and then she runs away. And then pretty much it's a long ass sequence, you know what I'm saying? So, cause like I said, he found the wife's dead body, and I told you guys, like I just said, I don't know why, I wrote this down. I said, I don't know why they made me turn on Linda like this, but now she's a full-on sprint running towards her, and now he's confronting her. She shot herself in the foot by, I said that she shot herself in the foot by meeting that what she did to her husband, you know what I'm saying? So now he's trying to kill her. He pulled off, like, they're having like this weird-ass fight scene where he pulls off a piece of her hair. She does something to him that, like, oh yeah, he kind of like almost gouges her eyes out. Like, bro, it just gets weird, randomly gory, you know what I'm saying? She stabs him, you feel me? So now Bradley is the boar. I wrote this down because I felt like they pretty much showed us her hunting the boar earlier to show us her skills as hunting, and now that Bradley's been stabbed and he's running away, I think they were like trying to do a play on the scene, like look at him, now he's the prey, you know what I'm saying, type shit. So now I don't know who to trust. She has a confession because when Bradley runs away, we pretty much see there's a nice ass house on the island, and I'm like, huh? So I'm thinking there's somebody in the house and she killed them, because when Bradley gets there, the house is empty. But it turns out she been found the house when she first seen the boat. And at that point, my solid 4 that I was giving the movie went to like a 3. Went to like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really went down. Like, the grade went down so bad because I was just so disappointed for the plot, because it's one thing to be a victim of circumstance in the sense that your boss is really terrible and you have to work for them, but then to have a chance where you could kind of get some get back, and then you're out here now, you're in a sense like now you done became the abuser. You're telling me you found a house, because there's a scene where she has a knife and he's like, "How'd you find a knife?" And then she's like, "Oh, the knife washed up on shore." When you hear it, we don't really think that the knife, we're like, "Oh, okay, maybe the knife did wash up on shore." But now when you see the house, she's like, "Yeah, you thought I just found a knife on the fucking on the beach, nigga." And it's like, you right. I don't know why we believed you when you said that this knife just washed up on shore. Oh God, that didn't really make that much sense. So when you start seeing this side of Linda, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of reminded me of, what's that one movie with Zoe Kravitz movie. And just for her to not be with freaking Blink Twice, immediately the movie turns to Blink Twice. I don't know why I couldn't remember what it was, but they must have, like I said, been watching that movie too, because I'm telling you, at this point, we pretty much, because in Blink Twice at the end, when she finishes Channing Tatum, but this one, like I said, you all for it because the whole time she's really been the victim. Like in Blink Twice, it wasn't like she was working with Channing Tatum and then she said, "I'm gonna switch up on Channing Tatum." The whole time Channing Tatum was abusing her the whole time. In this one, she wasn't really getting abused, like I said, physically. She was hold for her job and shit. But the moment she came to the island, she became the mean person. She started doing some weird shit just for her to still, in a sense, like, kill Bradley Cooper's character off and then take his job. So the end of the movie, we pretty much now see that, quite literally, right, there's a Mexican standoff scene where she has a shotgun, but turns out she doesn't have no gun in there, so she kind of like pretty much wrestles him onto the floor, and then she kills him, and then it's like a nice transition to her now back on mainland, and pretty much she's taken over the company, and she's sold her story in the sense of like how she survived on that island. So she's pretty much like made herself a mogul, and she's a golfer now and shit. And then they end the movie with her basically breaking the fourth wall, and they play a song like that, like kind of like references, and she's like looking at us like, yeah, and like, just so you know, if you try to do something, I'll come for you too. So that send help. I gave it a 3.4 out of 5. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of disappointed. I didn't like the way that it started off as a, you know, fight the power, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we feel for the person that's working. We feel for the little guy at first. To now, the little guy might be a little more sadistic than we originally, you know, considered. Because, like I said, I didn't like the way that they kind of like showed that she kind of was just conniving. If she was just on some shit where it's just like I said, a victim of circumstance, I'm all with it. But once you kind of like start, you know, putting your hand in it and manipulating the outcome to get a certain, to yield a certain result, you lose all ethical value. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It wasn't an ethical experiment anymore. You know what I'm saying? So yes, so that was send help. The other things that I've seen this week, I'm watching Do the Right Thing right now. So I'm only about 30 minutes into it, but I'm liking it. I'm watching it for my class. I'm watching it for my multicultural psychology class. And I did not know, because I was like, I wanted to talk about it because Spike Lee written, directed, and produced it, and he looks so young. Like, he's probably of age, of course, but he looks so young. So I'm like, and then he acted in the movie too. The nigga from Breaking Bad is in it. The nigga that, pretty much a bunch of actors that become very well known in the black community that go on to do a lot of movies. Samuel L. Jackson is the radio host. Like, I watched a part of it before, but for some reason now that I'm, you know, having to be assigned to it, I'm paying attention to it differently. That movie's pretty deep. It's pretty deep. And then the amount of like racial undertones, the amount of stereotypes, that's what I'm like, I'm guessing I haven't seen the assignment yet, but I gotta like basically like write a reflection on it and stuff. So based on that though, you could tell it was a different time back then. So yeah, Do the Right Thing. Shout out to Spike Lee. I'm definitely gonna watch that movie and finish it, and then like I can't wait to talk about it. You feel me? I might not talk about it, of course, on the podcast because I don't think I gotta give you guys a whole walkthrough of Do the Right Thing. That's an older movie. You feel me? But yes, I recommend watching it because I'm watching it right now. So let me know what you guys think about it. And then the most recent episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, that's what I was just watching. I wrote it down because I wanted to talk about it, I guess you could say, because I guess we could say we could talk about the last 2 episodes, because what season we're on. We're on season 3, yeah. So, perfect preparation. I give that episode a 5 out of 5. Maki did her shit. The way that she really went there and like pretty much stood on business, said that I'm finna kill you niggas and I'm finna get back from my sister. The way that she had to kill her dad. The way that her sister passed away and gave her all the power. And the way that they explained how the reason that she didn't have all her power was because, you know, the way that what is it called? Cursed energy works. If there's twins, you know, it has to be split, and it might not be split evenly and stuff like that. But then, just the way that she just took everybody out was just really cold, and I just really liked the way that they showcased her like strength and like talent. So that was good. But passion, I really like this episode because I recently watched. I guess you could say recently, as in last year when I was in Nigeria, was my first time seeing the movie Fight Club. So immediately when I'm watching this episode, I see the Fight Club references off the bat. And I just thought it was so dope because I just want to say, like, shout out to Brad Pitt and shout out to my niggas that made Fight Club. Shout out to the other guy, I forgot his name. Sorry. But that movie, like, the fact that movie is being referenced in JJK, like, the niggas was like, the first rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club. Like, that shit was so hard to me. And then just the whole idea of there being a Fight Club in Jujutsu Kaisen is just so dope. And the way that Yuji had to fight Panda, bro, the scene of how basically Panda was been created, and like how the dolls could be created, and how the professor basically like told the nigga like, yeah, I'm gonna give you this information now because now that you know, you have the option to do what you want to do with this information. But I didn't want to give it to you earlier because I didn't do it on some survival type shit, you know. And the fact that like overall, just how strict them niggas are when it comes to following the rules of JJK is just really interesting. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I really liked this episode. It was really dope. Let me see. I don't think I got a... Yeah. Yaga is executed. Yuji and Fushiguro go to Hakari's fight club hoping to meet him and recruit him. So yeah, so the first part is basically we see the Yaga scene and like, you know, him explaining how he makes these cursed dolls. And then the latter part of the episode, we see Yuji and Fushiguro go and try to recruit the guy at the fight club. Of course, it doesn't go well because Yuji does the dumbass thing, and it's so funny because it's going good at first. Yuji found a way to like get the guy to like acknowledge him, and then he was gonna go up there, and then he was gonna go talk to him, and everything was going cool. Panda lost the fight, everything's going smooth. But when he went up there and like he's talking to the guy was like basically like telling him like, you know why I do this? Because of passion. Like there's I really love this shit. Like niggas, like I'm a gambler. Oh, and then I don't really need to mention this, but I guess the person he's dating used to be a guy, but is not a guy and is not a girl. But the character is not gay. Like I said, I just had to mention it because they mentioned how he's expelled from the school because of the fight club, and the person he's dating is also expelled from the school. But they mentioned how the person that was expelled with him was a guy. But the person that we're seeing in the show is clearly a girl. I guess, you know what I'm saying? I guess. Like I said, I just had to mention it because that's just, you know, how the episode was presenting itself. But pretty much, Yuji's pretty much like, you know, the niggas fucking with Yuji. He's like, you know what, Yuji, you seem like my kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to drink? And then he gets a phone call and shit. And Panda and Fushiguro are also like pretty much like keeping the people at bay so that way Yuji can have this conversation with him. So everything is really supposed to be going good. But he gets a phone call and the nigga's perceptive. He knows that if he gets a phone call from a certain person, basically his girlfriend, if his girlfriend's calling him, there's something going on. So when his girlfriend calls him, he kind of like, just like, yeah, some, you know anything about Gojo? And that nigga Yuji does a dumbass thing of saying, nah, I don't know who Gojo is. And it's so funny because earlier Fushiguro was just saying how like Yuji's a terrible liar, so like he hopes he don't lie because Yuji's gonna get caught up if he lies and shit. And immediately after that nigga Yuji says, I don't know Gojo, that nigga's like, why'd you feign like ignorance? Like every freaking sorcerer and like knows who the fuck Gojo is. And then that nigga Yuji was like, honestly, I don't know why I acted like I lied. And I was wondering too, because when I seen it, I was like, why did he lie? But I think he only lied because if he knew, I don't know why I felt like Yuji lied because he knows his and Gojo's relationship goes deeper than rap. So he's like, if I tell this nigga I know Gojo, for some reason I might have to tell him the fact that I know Sukuna, and I might like, I thought that I was like, maybe if he told him, he might have to tell him the fact that Gojo like saved his life and shit. But then I'm like, even if he in the grand scheme of that question, I don't think he would have had to expose himself too much. But I ain't gonna lie, that nigga what's the nigga name that they're trying to get? He pretty much was like, oh yeah, so since you capping to me and shit, yeah, I'm about to beat your ass and shit. And that nigga was like, yeah, cool. Yeah, his name Hakari. Hakari was like, yeah, because you lied to me, I'm about to beat your ass. So they have a little squabble or a little face squabble, and then we see kind of Hakari's moves, and then they end the episode. So you know how they do. When it's a good episode, they don't show us all of it. They just show us a little piece of it, and then they like, you know, go about their day and shit. And then what also happened this weekend was the Grammys, but I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really watch the Grammys like that. But Kendrick Lamar won a lot of awards. You know what I'm saying? Academics was like in his feelings about that shit. I thought that was just so funny. Only because Academics, like I said, He could try to act like he's not a Drake sympathizer and not a Drake hater, but you definitely act. You know, I love you, gang, but you're definitely like biased as fuck. Like you be going too crazy. Like I said, I'm gonna say it every time. Every time they go too crazy, I do not side beside them. I do not side beside them. But the 68th annual Grammy Awards took place on February 1st, 2026, hosted by Trevor Noah, with major wins for Kendrick Lamar, Record of the Year for Luther, and Bad Bunny, Album of the Year for Debbie Terra Mas Fotos, making him the first to win with a Spanish language album. The ceremony, held at the Crypto.com Arena, also saw Olivia Dean win Best New Artist and featured performances by Sabrina Carpenter, Lady Gaga, and Tyler the Creator. Okay, that's dope. Key winners: Album of the Year, Debbie Tira Mas Fotos, Bad Bunny. Record of the Year, Luther, Kendrick Lamar featuring SZA. That's good. I love that. Best New Artist, Olivia Dean. Okay. Best rap album, GNX, Kendrick Lamar. Okay, okay. Song of the Year, Wildflower, Billie Eilish. Wildflower? What song is that? Is it Please, Please? No, that's not. That's Sabrina Carpenter. Wildflower by Billie Eilish? I never heard that song. I might have to play that. Wildflower by Billie Eilish. Wildflower. This is Wildflower by Billie Eilish.
Things fall apart.
And I'm not making this fake because I don't like Billie Eilish. I fuck with Billie Eilish. She's hard to me. I fuck with her. I just didn't think that's the song of the year. I never heard that song. I would have fucked with. If they said this is the song of the year, I'd have been like, okay, I can see that. I don't know. That's so weird. It's like it wasn't going into my mic. But yeah, I thought that would have been the song of the year if it was to be a song by Billie Eilish. I never heard Wildflower. I don't know why that's a tongue twister. Wildflower. But the highlights: historic wins. Bad Bunny's album of the year marked the first time a Spanish language album won the top prize. Kendrick Lamar became the most awarded hip hop artist in Grammy history. Congratulations! Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Like I said, nigga, I recently I just went to go download Good Kid, Mad City. Kendrick Lamar deserves all his accolades that he's getting. He's hard. Like I said, you know, as a gatekeeper, I definitely missed when I miss pre-beef because I feel like everybody only knows him for the beef now. And as a real Kendrick fan, I know I'm about to get real deep real quick. As a real Kendrick fan, it kind of hurts me. I'm not gonna lie. I tell Devin this all the time. I really was happy before the battle, before he went against Drake, because I was like, you know what? And you know what's even funny? I even said I said, bro, and this is not me, nigga. I'm an artist myself, so I feel like that's why, you know, I feel like I have a different outlook on it, and I feel like I'm an artist as an MC. Like, I'm the type of nigga that I'll have rap beef with a nigga. Like, we could go song for song. We could do whatever you want to do. So I'm saying this as someone that I feel like I know the rules. You know what I'm saying? And I know what really comes with this shit. I literally was saying to myself, I said, bro, Drake is going to lose, but if it's a good battle, it's going to be good. And in my opinion, though, or in my head, at first I was like, man, as long as Drake don't do no blig, as long as he don't do nothing stupid, like, and he fights relentlessly, as long as he does he puts up a good match, he's gonna be good. He's gonna be seen as good. But in my head, always prior to it, I was like, Drake and Kendrick. I said, that's a battle that we know that like we all want to see happen, but we kind of already know what's gonna happen. Like if we're just going off of lyrical, just like geniusness, like Kendrick's gonna do his thing. Like it's just about just hip hop rules. We're just going off hip hop rules, and it's not Drake's fault. He's a different type of artist. You know what I'm saying? Like Drake represents artistry. I feel like Kendrick is like hip hop, like rap. Like he really is like a rapper. You feel me? Like I don't know. Like I said, Kendrick Lamar could make other songs too, but like I said, when I think rap, I think my nigga died. So when I seen that shit, I'm like, dang, like I really want to see, because like I said, I just wanted to hear music from Kendrick Lamar, period. So I was like, hey, if Kendrick Lamar is going to drop music against Drake, I'm all for it. Then Kendrick started going crazy, and I was like, dang. I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't think we all was ready for this. I didn't think we was ready for Kendrick to go this crazy. I don't think we was ready for him to like really take it there. Like I knew he was gonna take it there, but then he took it there, and I was like, oh well, never mind. Like I didn't want you to do Drake like this, gang. Like dang, man. Like as someone that listens to both, it was a point where I was like, I felt awkward. I was like, dang, I know he can't listen to Drake right now, because even after the battle, I just felt like he wasn't taking his own advice. I feel like Drake is somebody that gets away with a lot. If we're just gonna say gets away with a lot, he gets away with a lot because he knows how to maneuver. He knows how to just, in my opinion, like I said, just stay quiet and just let niggas just make their own opinions. When I felt like he was like kind of like answering and like kind of like doing shit in response or in reaction to the battle, that's where I feel like he lost cool points, because it's like, as a cool nigga myself and as a Scorpio, I feel like me and Drake, like I said, we Scorpio twins, we cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like I see myself in both of these artists, like respectfully. I'm not trying to say I'm trying to say I'm Drake. I'm not trying to say I'm Kendrick. But when I feel like I'm trying to rap, I feel like I try to embody like my nigga Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, who I consider Lil Wayne. Like I really like lyrical, but I'm trying to be on my like rap lyrical, but trying to like really make a vibe, catch a, you know what I'm saying, really make a hit. I think of my nigga Drake. I ain't gonna lie, because I feel like Drake is somebody that even after the battle, bro, what you call it? Love songs for her, or songs, songs for you, with him and Party Next Door, bro. That's my shit. I love that. I freaking love that album. And I don't love the whole album, but I really like that album. And I felt like that's all Drake had to do. Just come out, remind us who you are, remind yourself who you are, remind yourself that, hey, bro, I'm really him. Like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Alright, Kendrick, you might have bested me, but I'm still able to like come back from this to where it's not gonna be such a blotch on my career. But I feel like because of how like drawn out it became less about the battle and more about like, okay, let's prove a point. And to the point where I started, I was like, dang, like I feel like it kind of had me forget who Kendrick Lamar was too. And I was like, man, what's Kendrick's goal here? In a sense of like, but I'm like, wait, Kendrick's just a battler. Like, he's like, you take it there, I'm gonna take it there too. I don't think, in a sense, I don't think he was just, like I said, I think he was just like, at least from how I take it, I feel like Kendrick was just like, I'm here for the moment. I'm finna just battle this nigga, you know what I'm saying? I kind of don't really fuck with this nigga anyway, so he keeps testing me, I'm gonna just show him what's up, and then I'm moving on with my life. And I feel like now it's like, oh, well, nigga, it's like a sore loser type shit. It's like when you beat somebody ass, somebody's like, nah, nigga, I want to keep squabbling. And it's like, I don't think it's Drake either necessarily he wants to keep squabbling, but I think like the way that it left the game, we just expected, I guess, something to come from it. And it's like that girl that you meet one time, you guys have a vibe, and then you never see her again. It's like, maybe we're just never going to get an answer for it. Maybe we're just never going to get a part 2. Maybe we're never going to ever really see a conclusion, you know what I'm saying, or really see a follow-up. And we just got to live with that, So, that's, you feel me? That's what I have to say about that shit, because like I said, I fuck with Kendrick Lamar, but I kind of don't be liking how I feel like now, what I feel like I said, everybody's like, first thing when they think of Kendrick is like the battle. And I'm just like, while that was a good battle, I feel like Kendrick is more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like Kendrick made better songs before that, and he makes better songs. He's going to still make better songs. Like, I feel like he didn't, like, he was really just trying to, like, in my opinion, like, especially with just certain songs, he was just trying to hurt niggas' feelings. And that's why I feel like if you're going to really judge him, you got to judge him off of his whole discography. And that's why I feel like people should do their homework. Like, niggas really want to come off acting like Kendrick really only got clout off of this battle. Kendrick been had clout, bro. He been was that guy, bro. But and that's why I guess that's my gripe with my nigga Academics, because he's making it seem like now, like, cause that's what he was saying on the stream, was like, oh, Kendrick is not, pretty much he feels like Kendrick is winning because he's not going against people that are his peers and stuff like that. And I'm like, if somebody's like, cause you know, he said that Drake and The Weeknd had said they're not turning in their music, but apparently, Party's Door and Drake's song was there, and you know, Kendrick still won. And it was funny because he even mentioned it. He said there's a chance that all these niggas could be a part of it, and Kendrick could still win. And I'm thinking that to myself. I'm like, exactly. You can't complain and say that, oh, Kendrick isn't going against a certain competition, when the reality is like he could be going against competition and he still win. Like, Kendrick is pretty good. Like, Kendrick's really that, he's a really great artist. So to act as if that like he's only getting these W's because of what, the fact that he's not going against certain people, is like, come on, fool, let's be real. Kendrick would probably still win. He probably would definitely still get these accolades. Like, come on, fool. I'm trying to figure out why. on my Thursdays, I'm telling you, be the pod days. Everybody and mama, and my mama too, be trying to call me, and it's like, I just wish y'all would just know. Please text me on Thursdays before 12 o'clock, before 10 o'clock on Thursdays. Text me. Don't call me, because there's a good chance I'm recording and stuff, and that sounds so mean. It sounds so rude. It's just, like I said, your boy be live. I don't have a studio yet. You guys got to stall me out. You feel me? But yeah, so I say that to say that Academics, like I said, I disagree with you. I feel like Kendrick will still win, and if anything, you should probably press them niggas and tell them niggas, hey, y'all should put y'all music on y'all shit. Like I said, I don't know why they don't acknowledge Playboi Carti. I agree with him on that point. Playboi Carti did do his shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't really listen to NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy don't really seem like a Grammy type of guy, in a sense. Like, I don't think he fucks with like shit like that. From what I've seen from NBA Youngboy, I could be wrong. But Playboi Carti, I don't know. I feel like Playboi Carti could win a Grammy if he tried. I fucked with I Am the Music, but that's why I fuck with Academics, because, like I said, it's kind of like the same reason why I fuck with Universal Studios. I like seeing the movie, but I also like seeing how you make the movie and knowing that, okay, you know how all this magic, nigga, it's really just a nigga behind a green screen. Like, sometimes it fucks it up. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it does make you lose the magic, but sometimes it does aid the magic. When he was explaining the Playboi Carti thing, he was saying how like Playboi Carti was like gets hurt, and he said that how he did it the industry way this time. You know, he went and got the features. He went and did the songs that was going to go global, go viral. And I thought that was so interesting. Because when you look at niggas like Drake discography, Kendrick discography, you look at certain artists' discography, you could really see, at least if you pay attention, there's really are moments where they made the industry tape, in a sense, like they really went the feature way, when it was like, oh, I'm gonna get a feature from this guy, I'm gonna get a feature from this guy, I'm gonna make music that's gonna really like be on radio, I guess you could say, when the niggas go radio. And I always find that so cool, because it's like, so you telling me in reality this album that, in a sense, like got global appeal probably wouldn't have came out if this artist didn't feel pressured by their record label or by the necessity of like needing to appeal to a mass audience. Like, imagine, like, that's what I'm telling you. So that's what you're telling me, that Playboi Carti would have just made his own style still, just to do his thing. And I ain't gonna lie, it kind of hurt me when I heard that, because I felt like I really liked I Am Music. Like, I'd rather lie than to lose your girl. I'd rather lie than confuse. Like, to figure out, because I ain't gonna lie. Carti, you kind of lost me. And I'm saying this as, I guess I'm not a true fan then. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm like I'm a partial listener, because Whole Lot of Red is not, I don't know. That style, because I was with Carti when it's like, in New York, I'm really rock, hide it in my stock. Then I kind of fell off. But when I Am Music came out, it was really 2024 music. When I heard that song, I started fucking with him again. And then when I heard, different day, you're the moon. Different day, I just be standing it's hard to sleep. See ya. She never made it hard for me. See ya. Can't trust my eyes, but how can I see? I'm in the eye. She's in the heat. When I heard that, I was so happy because I said, "This is what we talking." I thought I'm like, oh, okay, he caught his way back. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is the Cardi we know. Like this nigga back in the stew. So when I seen I Am Music, I'm thinking he got it back. But now academics, you telling me he only did that because he thought he would get a Grammy? Damn. That hurts, man. That hurts, man. And I can only feel for the guy. Like, it made me not feel for Cardi. Because it's like, dang. He's like I said, he's like a young boy. He's like, nigga, I know my fan base is going to fuck with my music. I don't need to appeal to everybody. I don't need to appeal to all the audiences. If I am going to appeal to all the audiences and I'm not going to get rewarded or I'm not going to reap the benefits, I ain't going to lie, I'm not going to. And it sucks because, like I said, I can't blame him. You know, like I said, it's weird because niggas like Drake, I feel like are the reason that I feel like I don't really appreciate the Grammys as much as I can. But niggas like Kendrick are the reason why I feel like it's still that thing, because Kendrick winning the Grammy still says something. And like I said, I feel like academics is just hurt because it's like, you know, Drake lost. It's cool, gang. You can still acknowledge the fact that Kendrick Lamar did his shit at the Grammys and he sweeping. You don't need to act like, cause I don't know. Let's just be honest. Like I literally just told you guys they gave Song of the Year to Wildflower. So if they're just trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they're just doing shit just to appeal. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing shit just to do shit. They clearly agree with their point. But he did make a good point, I guess. They said that the Grammy songs that win are songs that are going to appeal to the 40 plus age range. And like I said, I feel like some Playboy Cardi's could do that. Some Playboy Cardi could do that. Some Drake could do that. So, they should still be able to put their albums in. You feel me? But performances, the night included a medley from all Best New Artist nominees: Lady Gaga's Abracadabra and Sabrina Carpenter's Manchild. Hosted Trevor Noah, hosted for the sixth and final time. Damn. Okay. Sixth and final time. They made sure they let us know. And then the broadcast was aired on CBS and streamed on Paramount. Also, because I made sure to write this down, Leon Thomas also won a Grammy, because I don't know why they didn't mention that in the little summary. But Leon Thomas, shout out to Leon Thomas. You know, he's a friend of the show. He doesn't know me, but I know him. I fuck with Leon Thomas, so shout out to Leon Thomas for winning a Grammy. He won a Grammy for Best R&B Album Winner, Mutt. And that's what I'm saying. If he could do it, I could do it. He gives me motivation. So big shout out to Leon Thomas for winning a Grammy for Mutt Best R&B Album. I really like that song too. She said, "Take your time, what's the rush?" She said, "Baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt." Yeah, that's, bro. I don't know. Like, I love music, bro, and that's what I'm saying. I really wish I wasn't so self-conscious about my music ability, because like I said, I really do like to sing. I was just telling somebody this yesterday. If I could sing, I'd really sing a lot, but I just gotta learn how to just, you know, make it mad bit, or just, like I said, just pause, give it to y'all raw, because I like to perform. So that's my thing. I don't want to be too edited on a song to where when I perform the song, it don't even sound like me in person. You feel me? So that's why I'm like, hey, y'all gonna have to just take a nigga voice. You feel me? Where it's like, hey, I can't sing, but I'll be trying. So I don't know if she's locked up still. I'm not even saying this to be funny, but free Sha'Carri Richardson, because she was apparently arrested in Florida for speeding 100 miles per hour or more, and her bond was set at $500. And according to TMZ, Kristen Coleman was also arrested, her boyfriend, for drug paraphernalia and resisting during the Sha'Carri Richardson stop. Officers say Sha'Carri was spotted in a gray Aston Martin driving dangerously, tailgating, doing 104 miles per hour, passing other vehicles and appeared to be flashing her lights at other cars. Come on! Come on! I just be... I know. I'm not supposed to take this personal, right? But you would think, and I'm telling you, like, I'm rooting so much for Sha'Carri Richardson in the sense that, like, you feel me? A black queen that's fast as fuck, that's running, Olympic racer, like, you're an Olympic runner, like, come on, gang. And we've already been through so much. You just, in my opinion, the last situation should have been the last, and I'm not speaking necessarily, dang, cause y'all know me, I try my best not to speak on girls, like, oh, you women, you black women, you need to do this. No. That's not what this is. This is Sha'Carri Richardson, you my sister, you my older sister, and this is little bro, and I'm just like, I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for you and your man, because I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do, but the last time y'all was in it about the airport, and the niggas was saying that, like, you know what I'm saying? You was just in a situation where them niggas was like, oh, you was putting hands on him, and then you actually got arrested. That's what I'm saying. You got arrested in that situation too, and you were so mad at them because you was like, why aren't they arresting him? He's a man. Why aren't they arresting him? And he's like, well, from the camera footage, you are the aggressor. So, I'm not saying this, but the optics right now for you, big sis, is looking like you are, you know what I'm saying, a little toxic. It's looking like you and your nigga, y'all can't get it together. And it's looking like your nigga, in reality, it look like he a ride or die. I'm gonna be honest. It look like he the type of nigga that's like, you know what? I know how my girl is, but I love her, and I'ma stand beside her. Usually it's the other way around. I know how my nigga is, and I love him, and I'ma stand beside him. But in my opinion, it seems to me like he understands, you know what I'm saying, the grand scheme. Like, he knows, but for the most part, as a nigga, we usually do know what's at stake. We usually do know how to freaking, you know what I'm saying, maintain it so we can keep, you know what I'm saying? If the goal is to stay at the top for the longest, as a guy, we know how to keep our head focused on the goal. You know what I'm saying? We don't lose the plot. I don't know why. I love women, but you guys be losing the plot. It's no way that you are Sha'Carri Richardson. You just run. If you want to run that fast, just run. If you want to run, what's the deal with my nigga? If you trying to be that fast, just run. Why are you in an Aston Martin doing 104 miles an hour tailgating niggas? In an Aston Martin. Who are you, Rick Ross? Aston Martin, music. In alright. What are you doing 104 miles an hour? And then not only that, but you're flashing people, you're in and out of traffic. Like, come on, man. I'm recording a podcast right now, me. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I just didn't really, pretty much I'm saying though, because like I said, not to, sorry big sis, I ain't going at the airport. So yes, exactly. In July 2025, you were arrested in Seattle, Tacoma for a 4th-degree domestic violence offense. Fuck. And I remember, I don't think he did, and that's what I'm saying, I don't think he pressed charges. I think the only reason that, like, you know what I'm saying, everything, like, kind of, like, was there, whatever, because my nigga, like I said, my nigga Christian was like, yeah, I'm cool. So she was held in custody, but exactly, Coleman did not press charges, and she later expressed remorse, saying she was holding herself accountable. So I say that to say that just in July, it hasn't even been a full year. Just in July 2025, you was kind of in a situation where it's like, you and your man's kind of getting, you know what I'm saying, arrested. But now, you getting arrested for driving? Come on, fool. But apparently, when Richardson was pulled over, a black Jeep pulled up in front of the scene onto the side of the road, and Coleman got out and approached the officer. So, they weren't in the same car. It looks like he was following her, which makes it even worse. when someone be like, "Oh, follow me," and then they just start driving crazy. Come on, fool, what you doing? And then that'd be my thing, right? As a person that be landscaping, I don't be driving crazy. So it's like you can't say the landscaping got you driving crazy, sis. Big sis, put the dope down. Put the dope down. Cause what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Or if you drinking, stop drinking. You know what I'm saying? Cause sometimes when you're drinking, you do become speed racer. I ain't gonna lie. That's why you should not be drinking and driving. You know what I mean? But when he got out the car and the police officer said, when they asked him to identify himself, the cop says he refused and he was placed under arrest for resisting. They found a bong-like object in his car. Oh. So they only got... These niggas only got weed. Come on, fool. Like, come on, fool. And it sucks. I told you guys, I try my best not to read comments because people was going in on them. But in my opinion, like I said, I don't think they necessarily need to start fucking with each other because, hey, if you guys love each other, you guys love each other. And if there's, you guys making some good money, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, as a nigga, if you know she's, you know what I'm saying? If you know she gonna be, do your thing. By all means, brother, especially in this economy, I ain't finna tell you to, you know what I'm saying, leave a good home. But if you are gonna stay in this home, I feel like y'all should definitely try to work it out. I feel like y'all should definitely, like, be more aware. I hope, like, if I get fame, I don't become this, like I said, I hope I don't become this, like, ignorant to my status either, to where I just be doing shit like I'm just a regular guy anymore. If I become that nigga, I'm gonna be acting like it. I'm gonna make sure I clean up my image, make sure I post properly, because there's no way. And then, like I said, if I do want to do, you know what I'm saying? If I want to be a lit ass nigga, I'm just not gonna be the driver. I don't know. I just feel like, why put your life in danger and why put your freedom at danger? Like, people should get money and remember, like, I think that should always be the top thing. Security, and yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Financial security, safe security, like health security, and then mental security. Like, any type of security, just make sure you're keeping your shit safe. The more you progress in life, I think that's just a natural thing, right? No, I don't know. Like I said, so that's all the advice I gotta give to her, because I just want to see her win. You know me, like I said, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. I'm biased. You feel me? Hell yeah, I'm biased. What the hell? That's not. What the heck? I'm not gonna sit here and cap. That's a black queen that's out here doing her thing for the Olympics and shit. Like, we don't see that every day. And especially, like I said, if she's just a pothead, you know what I'm saying? It's just a little pot, just a little weed. But sis, driving fast, I can't excuse you on that, because you're putting other people's lives in danger as well as your own. And that's the only thing I'm like, yeah, you gotta be more careful. But yeah, let's see, because the Shade Room also posted it. Yeah, so yeah, we cool. I already got all that information, so we can move on, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm gonna leave Sha'Carri Richardson alone. I'm not trying to over here. That's big sis at the end of the day. My fault. I'm trying to make sure. Yes, sir. Cool. So, also in the news, rest in peace to Catherine O'Hara. She passed away at the age of 71 on January 30th. So, she passed away, yeah. So, rest in peace to Catherine O'Hara. She sadly passed away at the age of 71. She is the lady that played Kevin's mom in Home Alone. And she actually, wow. And that's what I'm saying. When I seen it earlier and I wrote it down on the topic list, I was like, I've seen her in movies, but you don't really remember it immediately. Immediately once I seen her as Kevin's mom, I'm about to get so sad. She's such an amazing, like, she was such an amazing actor. Like, the way that she would really have me, like, feel for her in all the Home Alone movies, and really made me like really feel like, dang, like this nigga's over here stressing his family out. Go home, Kevin. Go home, Kevin. Like, what you doing? Like, and just overall just seeing like, like I said, just I seen my mom and her type shit. So to see she passed away, that's really sad. So rest in peace to Catherine O'Hara. You have your work on this earth does not go underappreciated, and I hope you continue to do work beyond, in the afterlife, and may you have a wonderful transition, and may you continue to rest in perfect peace. Someone else did pass away as well, if I'm not mistaken. Gerardo Tarracina, he passed away at 55. So it's just been a lot of passings going around, like I said at the beginning of the podcast. Rest in peace to my grandma, but I also want to give a rest in peace to Catherine O'Hara and Gerardo Tarracina. He is mostly known, he's a Mexican actor. At the age of 55, he appeared in the iconic films including Apocalypto. If you guys know anything Apocalypto, he's Apocalypto. Man on Fire, The Mexican, and Sin Nombre, and reached a new generation of viewers through the hit Netflix series Narcos Mexico. His death was confirmed on January 31st, 2026 by the Asociación Nacional de Actores, ANDA, which released an official statement expressing deep sorrow over his passing. No medical details or circumstances were disclosed. Tarracina was internationally recognized for his intense screen presence and powerful performances, building a career that crossed Mexican cinema, Hollywood, and major streaming platforms. Descanse en paz. I'm guessing that means rest in peace. So rest in peace, King. Rest in peace, Queen. And rest in peace, my Queen, too. Look, moment of silence for all the angels that are now in heaven, resting in peace. So then in ICE news, you feel me? Because ICE has been just on just some weird shit. Former CNN journalist Don Lemon was, and I'm saying past tense because he's been free. He actually was at the Grammys. He tried to interview Kanye West, and I only know he's free because of that clip, because it was funny when he asked Kanye West. He was like, "Oh, Kanye West, do you have any comments?" And Kanye West was like, "Give me a second, I'm focused." And then he walked away and didn't answer any question. I was just like, that's so hilarious. Now if anybody asks me something and I don't want to talk to him, I'm like, give me a second, I'm focused. And then I'm just walk away. So this is a statement from the Abu Lawal, an attorney from Don Lemon. Don Lemon was taken into custody by federal agents last night in Los Angeles, where he was covering the Grammy Awards. Don has been a journalist for 30 years, and his constitutionally protected work in Minneapolis was no different than what he has always done. The First Amendment exists to protect journalists whose role it is to shine light on the truth and hold those in power accountable. There is no more important time for people like Don to be doing this work. Instead of investigating the federal agents who killed 2 peaceful Minnesota protesters, the Trump Justice Department is devoting its time, attention, and resources to this arrest, and that is the real indictment of wrongdoing in this case. This unprecedented attack on the First Amendment and transparent attempt to distract attention from the many crises facing this administration will not stand. Don will fight these charges vigorously and thoroughly in court. So that was the statement from the lawyer, and like I said, the update, he did get out. And it's funny because there's been a lot of talk about the Epstein files being released right now. I'm staying away from that because I don't know too much research on the Epstein files right now. I'm waiting for more to come out because apparently this is only half. But he feels like he has beef with Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj has something to do with this, and all this shit is just all tied together. So it's just a lot of just nonsense, and it's just weird. It's just weird right now, but that's just, Don Lemon, free him, but he's already free, so we don't have to say that no more. And in Pennsylvania, the freaking it was Groundhog Day, I guess. So the groundhog predicted 6 more weeks of winter weather.
Phil, look to the sky. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Now on this February 2nd, Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, prognosticator of all prognosticators, was awakened from his wintry nap at dawn on Gobbler's Knob. Phil looked to the skies and then, speaking in groundhogese, directed President Dunkel to the proper scroll, which reads, "It's my great honor to answer your annual call. So I rise again this morning to greet you all. But today I wake thinking of numbers and time. America turns 250 and I'm at least 139.
Wow.
Let's celebrate all, young, old, babies, or millennial, and kick off America's semi-quincentennial. We look to the future and not just the past. So I suppose this party could use a forecast. It is my job this February 2 to look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
Well, I don't know what that means for us and out here in LA, but I know that Ramadan is starting in 2 weeks, so, you know, I guess, does that affect Ramadan? I don't know. Like, does 6 more weeks of winter affect Ramadan? I don't know. Y'all let me know. But that's like I said, that's on the X news. If we're going to my Instagram news, this is I feel like I'll be seeing on here that I feel like was interesting. Man, you guys know I was talking about the the Kai Cenat clothing drop last week. Apparently, it was a scam. Apparently, Kai Cenat did not drop any clothes, and somebody else, like, because thousands of people were scammed after an anonymous person made a fake website claiming to be Kai Cenat's brand Vivette. Remember, I kind of sat here and I was saying it looked hard. That's how you know AI is getting out of hand, bro. It's getting out of hand, because I didn't buy that shit because I told you guys that shit too expensive. I said if I was to, these was the pieces I was going to get. And it's crazy, but I would have got scammed. Man. The official website is VivetteOfficial.com, but the fake site was VivetteGallery.com, which allegedly misled buyers. The anonymous person deleted the site and went ghost. So, you know, it don't take nothing but a second to just make sure, because I don't think Kai Cenat would do a silent drop. And then I just feel bad for the pages that posted it, because I remember, like I said, I talked about it. The page, everybody posted like it really happened, so I can only imagine.
Clothing brand almost might be like, congratulations to Kai clothing brand almost being sold out. Is what I would say if he actually dropped clothes.
Hey Google, stop. Dang y'all.
Are getting scammed by a fake website, and they already deleted the website, bro. Y'all let a fake website take y'all money. You know it's not all y'all fault because these blog pages were posting it. It seems like y'all forgot that you would have got an email from the official website if clothes had dropped. This is some random page that somebody probably from another country created and you guys have been giving your money to. Yo, this is crazy, bro. So a lot of y'all really paid $210, $160 for jackets that you're never gonna get. And even though I want to clown on y'all for actually believing this, it's the blog page's fault. They were reposting the website and all. Now some random dude just made a quick, easy 100K off y'all, probably more. 160 per person? I wonder how many of y'all actually paid that money. Oh my God, I feel so...
So yeah, y'all. Hey, what did I tell you guys? I already even told you guys, I don't trust this online shopping shit. Anyway, if I can't get it in person, I don't want it. So, you know, but I think Academic said it. I kind of agree with him. I feel like Kai Cenat should have low-key said something about that. I low-key, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too compassionate. Somebody did tell me that. You're too considerate. Maybe I am too considerate, because I felt so bad when I seen this Cause I felt bad, like I'm the one that told niggas to buy it or something. Cause I remember, like I said, I was talking about it in last week's podcast. I'm like, damn. So you telling me he didn't drop no clothes? Sheesh. And you telling me it's sold out, bro? I told you that shit said sold out. Dang. But hey, there's a good chance. There's a good chance. It also, I don't know. Like I said, it's hard to gauge how many people actually like bought it before it really said sold out and stuff. But like I said, if you guys don't take any advice from Caduce, do not online shop unless you know that the brand is trustworthy, is verified, and you guys can actually get the clothes. You feel me? So be careful out there, you guys. So happy 49th birthday to Kerry Washington. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say happy birthday to her, to that beautiful black queen. You feel me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy birthday to her. What else we got? I was gonna say this, but honestly, I feel like this is out of context. But I found it funny because I guess, Ice or Ish be saying stuff about stuff on the podcast on the JBP about Ice, and I feel like they clipped them out of context.
These white people, I don't give a fuck about them shooting white people. I don't give a fuck. These white people, they don't come to our back. They don't come to support us when we going through trials and tribulations. Fuck them. Fuck them. They never come to bat for us. I don't give a fuck when they are getting murdered. A lot of people are saying this ain't our fight. Fuck them. A lot of people are also saying, yo, I don't give a fuck about this immigration shit. The Spanish people don't come to our back. People are saying that. But see, that's what I'm not making that shit up. That's what a lot of people's sentiment is.
I think you're 100% accurate.
People are saying, yo, these Spanish motherfuckers voted for Trump. Now they get what they bargained for.
And see, I agree with your assessment 100% that the people are saying that. My point is just, I see a growing disconnect between our politics and our representation in the arts.
I agree.
You know, and while I agree that it was louder for George Floyd and it was louder in Ferguson, I still feel like we're sliding down. I still feel like it's getting worse and worse, even when it is us. But I also want to just add real quick, even if I accepted, like, okay, Alex Prey's a white dude, you know, Renee Good, whatever, white. Are we going to say the Somalians aren't black?
Y'all got to go through that. This is what we've been going through for so many years. Police been coming up, killing us in our hoods. None of you guys came up and defended any of that. So
I understand. It's still the wrong mindset to have.
Yeah, I think it's the wrong mindset. I think it's the wrong analysis. You can't get free if other people are unfree. You just can't. You know, whether ICE is marching into the doors of white people, brown people, black people, whatever, if ICE is operating like a militia, then we're all going to be fucked by that.
That's my thing. I ain't trying to get into all of the race shit about it. My original statement is how I'm feeling toward hip hop. Yeah. And the hip hop that I know was kind of birthed off of standing against the governing body and bullshit that they was on.
Fight the power.
Against us.
I like that. So, hey, that's why I fought with the JBP, because, you know, you could have a difference in opinions, and then you guys could, like, share it, be open, and then overall, like, I like how they really, like, express both sides of the coin, because this is kind of what I said about the Charlie Kirk situation. I don't know if you guys heard me on my pod. I talked about that situation. I felt like I was hurt when I seen people celebrating it, but I understood why everybody was like, kind of like, aha, that's what you get. Like, imagine all you ever did was talk shit about black people, right? And then you, God forbid, you got hurt. Those same people, even though, because black people, we're super compassionate. Even though we are, there's going to be a couple of us that's going to be like, that's exactly what your ass get, especially if you was coming at us unprovoked. And I think that's what sucks about situations like this, is when you've been getting done wrong for so long, sometimes you kind of do feel a little vindicated when the shoe is on the other foot, when it's like, like now I'm not the only one getting chastised, now I'm not the only one going through this shit. So I definitely feel that aspect, but then as someone that, like I said, I don't want to feel like I'm some shit like I went to the other side, but as someone that's like proceeding in my path of growth and like overall just mental growth, social growth, and how I just treat people, you realize that you only gonna win when everybody's winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, if only certain people are benefiting from like freedom, peace, and equality, is not good. Even if you were the one suffering the most, like, it sucks, right? Like, I'm telling you, black people, and I feel like we should still be able to, like, talk shit, though. Like, we can still be able to complain about it. We can still be able to have conversations like this, discourse and stuff. But I think we kind of just, I know. You know, we are going to have to be the bigger people. You know what I'm saying? We are going to have to be the ones who's going to be like, hey, because we know what it feels like, especially firsthand, to be judged off of how you look, you know what I'm saying, just off of your behavior, stereotyped. We are going to have to be the ones that's like, okay, here, come on, man. I know that I know it sucks, right? It's terrible, huh? It's terrible when, you know what I'm saying, where you're not even given a chance to explain yourself. When you come into a place, people judge you off the way you look, off the way you act. People have this predisposed belief about you and your people. Like, it does feel bad, huh? Right? Maybe you should stop doing that shit too, and maybe that'll give overall. You know what I'm saying? We could get some peace, but yeah, overall though, I agree with that shit. Yeah, nah, ICE gotta go. We cannot have it. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. ICE cannot be fuck. You know what I'm saying? We can't make it it's not our problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's an American problem, it's an American problem. Sadly. Even though niggas only trying to consider us Americans, so I get where y'all coming from. Trust me. But then there's actually footage of the Sha'Carri Richardson situation, but I already talked about it, so I ain't gonna do too much on it. You feel me? Like I said, I'm sorry, big sis. Already spoke on you. I ain't gonna rehash it. You feel me? But if you guys want to go see it, it is out there. So, but from the ABC News Bay Area, apparently they're losing millions of tax dollars right now to what are known as ghost students, online scammers who enroll in community colleges and get away with financial aid meant for actual students from the Bay Area. IT reporter Dan Knowles worked on a joint investigation with ABC News. So apparently there might be something going on in the Bay Area where there's niggas that's going online and saying they're in school, but they're not really in school. So they're calling those ghost students. And I just want to say, fuck you niggas that's doing that, because it's no wonder my ass is over here struggling with my financial aid when there's niggas that's saying that they going to school and they not really going to school. So fuck you guys. So, you know what I'm saying? If you guys are in the Bay Area and you guys are actually trying to go to school, I apologize for them niggas, because that's not right, man. That's not right. Like, it's already bad enough, you know what I'm saying, like niggas could barely get financial aid. But if you're going to be out here finessing financial aid, I just think you're a scummy person. You feel me? Because that's school money, you know what I'm saying? If you're not going to school, you're not going to school. And they can only give you so much. They can only give you so much, bro. Like, you still going to need a job. You feel me? So, shout out to Markiplier. I really fuck with Markiplier as a YouTuber. But, I guess you could say, like, just overall, it just be come see, come side with what YouTuber I'm wanting to watch it on YouTube nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, depends on what I'm doing, if I'm eating some food, or if I just got some downtime to talk and watch something. But I do fuck with Markiplier. I do fuck with him. I've been fuck with him ever since Five Nights at Freddy's, and I am still subscribed to him. So I definitely want to give a big shout out to him, because he made a movie called Iron Lung, and is battling for #1 at the box office. So Markiplier's Iron Lung is battling Sam Raimi's Send Help for top box office spot, and has already earned back more than 100% of his $3 million budget from domestic previews alone. And that's really good, because that right there just shows you, as you can see, like, kind of what I'm trying to do. He made his fan base. He got the people that really fucked with him, and he invested in himself. He believed in his vision. He didn't give a fuck about what nobody said, and he made it. And the people that supported him, they went out and supported him, and he made his money back. So I'm happy for him. You know? So that was shout out to Complex Pop, because that's where I'm reading this at. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. You know, Iron Lung doing this thing out there. I'm pretty sure it's going to be #1. If I'm being honest, if it's going against Send Help, like I said, Send Help did a good job, but it kind of just lost its steam near the end, because you can't make us feel bad for a character and then make us hate the same character in the same breath. I'm sorry. That's just, it's never going to work. You feel me? So that's good. Shout out to Markiplier. So I thought this was so funny. Why the government shut down, y'all? The U.S. government, apparently 5 days ago, has officially shut down again. But I say the shutdown happened secret, because the last time the government shut down, it was a big ass deal. And maybe not all aspects of the government had shut down. Maybe that's the difference in it now. But according to Intel's, The U.S. government has officially shut down after lawmakers failed to reach an agreement to fund federal operations. The shutdown occurred following a breakdown in negotiations surrounding continued spending authority. According to officials, Democratic senators refused to support a bill authorizing ongoing funding for the Department of Homeland Security, triggering a partial shutdown that affects multiple federal agencies and services. As I said, it's a partial, so it's not a full one. Essential services will continue, but thousands of federal employees face furloughs or unpaid work. Government shutdowns often have ripple effects across the economy, travel, public services, and national security operations. Lawmakers are expected to resume negotiations as pressure mounts to reopen the government and prevent further disruption. Source: Reuters. And then you guys know I actually follow the guy. The new information. Give me the newts. New information. Government man, I probably don't know how to spell his name, but it's a newt that I follow that gives information, and he be talking about what's going on with the government shutdown and stuff like that. And I know I still follow him. That's so weird. So I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find him real quick, you guys. Give me 1 second. 1 second, y'all. Because I know he was already talking about it, like before it even happened. He was already mentioning it, like saying how like this is what the government is going on, this is what they're doing, and I just overall like it because it's just always nice to be able to, I was spelling Newt wrong the whole time. NEUT_US.
Yesterday, here are the newts. In the House, 2 measures passed. One directs the Interior Department to address mineral supply chain vulnerabilities and to accelerate and...
Let's see, because I want to see if there's anything in particular. So that's just a Congress activity report, and then...
This is what Congress did yesterday.
Cool.
Here are the newts. In the House, 2 measures passed. One directs the Interior Department to address mineral supply chain vulnerabilities and to accelerate and expand mineral production on federal lands. The other nullifies legislation enacted by the Council of D.C. that affected certain D.C. tax code provisions. In the Senate, 1 resolution passed designating National School Counseling Week. 9 bills were reported from committee to the House chamber. 5 focus on energy and conservation. 1 repeals federal building energy efficiency standards. Another prohibits states and local governments from restricting energy services based on the type or source of energy delivered. 1 repeals law provisions related to taxpayer subsidies for home electrification. Another clarifies that installed mechanical insulation is an efficiency measure for use in federal buildings. And finally, 1 reauthorizes the Weatherization Assistance Program. The remaining 4 focus on government operations. 2 require the National Telecommunications and Information Administration to submit plans and reports to Congress on tracking communications, use authorizations, and developing an online application portal. 1 requires the Interior Department and Forest Service to establish online portals. And finally, 1 establishes a uniform schedule of fees for communications facilities applications. 1 joint resolution was reported from committee to the Senate. That's your day on the Hill. Follow Newt, your source for clear, fact-based updates on Congress. This is what
So that's going on with the Congress. Yeah, I don't think he made a video about the government shutdown in particular, but like I said, shout out to Newt_US, NEUT_US. They like I said, they track the Congress and they keep me up to date on what's going on with the government and stuff like that, because as someone that's getting older, this is what matters. You feel me? So shout out to them. So also in cancellation news, or just news period, shutdown news, the Sherry Shepherd and Kelly Clarkson talk shows are coming to an end. I thought that was interesting because I just feel like I wonder what people are really watching nowadays. Like, I remember I just seen a commercial for them and I was like, oh wow, like I was happy to see their show's still doing good. So to find out that they're getting canceled, I wonder if it's a financial issue. You know what I'm saying? Because like I was saying about Universal, all that stuff, when I hear things get canceled, like I guess it's the wording. It's like, do shows, are they coming to an end or are they canceling? If it's canceling, it's like, okay, like we were planning to do more, but we're saying no. If it's ending, I feel like it's like, okay, cool, we did what we needed to do and we're finished. So when they say cancel, I always find it suspicious. So I was like, did they cancel because of poor ratings? I don't know, but we'll find out soon. You know what I'm saying? If not, you know what I'm saying, Shout out to those beautiful women out there for those shows, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, hopefully you guys can find some new morning TV shows to keep you guys entertained, you know, and stuff like that. But I found this on the neighborhood about Cam Newton saying this, and I thought it was so funny because, like I said, I feel like it's kind of how niggas be thinking, but niggas just don't be saying it. So it's always just funny when niggas do say it, and it's like, you know, are we gonna decide to agree with them or disagree with them? And, you know, let's see, because like I said, this is Cam Newton talking about how he can't have no platonic friends with a beautiful girl or beautiful woman.
Relationships in your life right now? With the I need you to go have any platonic relationships in your life? Yeah. No. Is that by choice? I'm not about to be around no woman platonically. Listen. We gotta unpack this, Cam. Why? Because I'm not about to play them type of games. Is it self-control? Call it what you want. I'm asking. Call it. It may be self-control. I'm asking. If she fine, I'm not about to have her around playing like I don't think that she's attractive. Is it possible to think someone's attractive and still behave yourself? Yes. Do you have control of them thoughts? Yes. But I'm not about to play them games. What game is it? The game of saying, hey, we not about to be friends. I don't have good-looking women that's friends around me. So no, just all the. You have any ugly ones? I gotta ask. I don't even have women friends, bro. Respectfully. Why? I understand you saying you're not finna play this game, but can you smart have any platonic? I need you to go deeper than that. Yeah, we're gonna. I know me. You know you, okay? I know me. And what that mean? That means if I'm around a woman long enough, I'm going to find something good in her that attracts me. Okay, and when you're attractive, what then happens? When you're attractive, what then happens? Sex. Oh, god damn, Cam. Cam is a big issue that I thought we had. So, understanding that I know what's to come from a platonic situation, I don't even play. No, I don't do that. Baby, you too fine for me. We're not doing that. Interesting. No. So, okay. If I take the word friendship off of the table, do you have platonic relationships in your life that involve women? I just told you, I don't have no attractive woman that I'm cool with that I do not have plans on stabbing. Dang, I need you to go deeper than...
And that's what I'm saying, like, you know, that makes it so weird, bro. Like, you can't say, like, you know, and niggas do be thinking like that. Hey, I'm not gonna have no homegirls because I might try to fuck them. Just call a spade a spade. Hey, don't stay around me too long. I might fuck you, looking ass. But that just sounds so crazy, right, my nigga? Like, nigga. Shout out to Cam Newton, though. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Cam Newton because that's actually really funny. Like, I never like to hear that though. To hear somebody say that, like, in a position where I just feel like I said, sometimes when I be seeing something and niggas be like, dang, like, why do people not like me? Why do people like talk shit like this? Why do people say this about me? Some of the shit y'all be saying, I be like, you don't think about how that's gonna sound? Like, I feel like he could have said that in, I don't know, I don't think he could have said that in a better way. I think he said it the way that it felt right to him, so, you know, hey, I appreciate his honesty, but I think I could have a homegirl that I could see her platonically, and she could be attractive. Yeah, I think that's definitely... It just... We would have a different friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like, we probably wouldn't be on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wouldn't flirt. Like, if you saying someone's your homegirl, you saying someone's your friend, you gotta not do stuff. Because I'm like, for him to say that, like, if, you know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much sex. You guys be talking about it. Like, y'all be playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you a freaky young boy. Nigga, when I wrote it in my topic list, I didn't write Cam Newton saying he can't be friends with her. I said Cam Newton exposing how he's a freaky young bull. Cause you just a freaky ass nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know, cause you know, just cause I feel like, you know what I'm saying, the type of pipe I'm laying, I can't just get it to anybody anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I already think of that, like, it would just make the situation awkward. Like, you know, we gonna have sex and then we gonna what? Just be friends again? No, that shit weird. You gonna be my baby. What are we talking about?
I need you to go deep.
So yeah.
I need you to go.
And speaking of platonic friends, right? Nah, I'm not gonna get there yet. It's too early in the podcast for all that, y'all. It's too early in the pod. But yeah, so Cam Newton, what my nigga Michael Jordan said, stop it. Get some help. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the nigga on the podcast that he was doing that shit with. Who is that guy? Who was he on it with? Yeah, they didn't write down who he was talking to. Cause like, I don't know. Like that's funny. Like you could tell the guy was like trying to give him a chance. Like, hey, like let's get to deeper root of it. Cause it just sounds a little like, like I said, it just sounds like you don't have self control. And if you don't have self control, at least you know though. At least the nigga knows he don't have self control. So shit, hey, more power to him. You feel me? So now, Keke Palmer broke my heart. She just been breaking my heart. Like ever since she was with Playboy Max, it's just been like my shit was already like cracked, but now she didn't just like because now she done did what I feel like is like an agenda. I'm usually not this type of nigga. Usually. But today I'm this type of nigga. There has to be a weird agenda going on right now where they're trying to convince us men that we shouldn't be living with our women. And they're trying to convince women that they don't want to live with their men. Is it that bad? Is it really that bad when you live with somebody for a long time? Like I'm really asking. Like I'm genuinely asking. Like because if you want to make it work, would you not make it work? And I'm like I didn't even play the clip yet, and I'm already giving all this precursor. But like I said, I don't feel like it's just her. It's not the first person I'm heard it. It's just I guess I'm more hurt to hear her say this because I feel like if I was to be married to Keke Palmer and she was to tell me, Caduce, I'm gonna live over here and you live over there, and I'm gonna just visit you, I'm gonna be kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to immediately think that she's fucking niggas. What are we talking about? We're married, but we can't stay in the same house. What? So what? That's what I'm saying. What's the point? You gonna have your own shit. I'm gonna have my own shit. I might as well do my own shit, and then we just come together when we trying to smash. Cause that's very end all be all. But it's like literally so like cause what specific marriage stuff would we do that I feel like cause they ain't like I'm saying like we ain't gonna wake up to each other. We ain't gonna cook no breakfast together. That shit hurt my feelings. I'm trying to be so hurt when I hear women say this.
I can be open, but one thing I need you to know is that I never want to live together.
Like, bro. And you guys, so that's what I'm saying. I'm usually not this type of nigga, but it comes off like, who's gaining from telling y'all this? Like, who wins if women are convinced that they don't want to live with their partner? Because she said that so convicted. Let's just... And you know, I'm about to put on my psych mind. I'm about to put on my psych goggles, my psychology goggles. So we're about to really analyze this. We're about to really we're about to break this down. We're about to one-on-one dissect this real quick.
You're so quick, and I take it personally.
See, I'm not even really that far in. Sis over there, I'm not even trying to be like that. But why the white girl over there like? White woman, why is she the one over there saying should I take offense? Exactly, because I would take offense. I would be there like I'm not gonna say anything. That's what, like I said, when they be talking about niggas shouldn't want to provide, niggas need to build a house, niggas need to do this, I get quiet. Well, you know why? Because my dad is a doer. My dad does it all. My dad cooks, my dad fixes, my dad works out, my dad pays the bills, and my mom helps out too. Like they're really like this, and yes they fight, yes they argue, but they love each other. Like I could tell with my parents there is a genuine love, and that's why for me I feel like there's genuine love out there because I really see it in my parents. Like I said, no matter all, like, and I'm saying this because my dad is so hard-headed, so I'm like, I know, like, if my mom didn't really love him, she probably could have really been like, like, if we're just talking about just who to deal with, they argue. Like, I love my parents, but my dad is so just my dad, you know what I mean? So it's like the fact that she's like, yeah, and still gonna cook for him, still part of his program, still gonna let him lead, even though she may be pulling strings from the back. That's the type of shit I feel like it's doable. So I believe there's genuine true love out there. So maybe I'm just a little biased, you feel me?
I like my alone sometime.
But is that real?
That's real.
Oh, wait, are you speaking as Kiki?
Yeah, I'm speaking as the Kiki.
Not the
Okay, girl. I honestly, I just feel like, Whoopi Goldberg said it best once. She was like, I don't want nobody in my house.
Yeah. Wait.
Feel that.
Time out. You're for real right
I'm
now.
serious.
So what about,
Married even.
See, and that's what I'm saying. At first, it sounds like a joke. It's like they're trying to vet her. They're like, "Are you Kiki right now? Or are you Kiki right now?" They're like, da. And then she's really sitting there. She's like, "Yeah, da. And they're like, "Oh, you're for real? Oh, you're dead ass."
Even.
So you're married?
He's gonna live around the corner?
Two
Around the
houses.
corner would be great.
What about a guest house? Would you let him live in the guest house?
We can be in a guest house, you know what I'm saying? We can be on the same, land, but I'm over there and he's over there.
Yeah.
At best, separate rooms.
Okay. So what about, you go to the bathroom, you have the 2 toothbrushes?
No, so he can mess my bathroom.
Is that your hot take? So if that's your hot take.
That's one of them.
And that's a hot
I can't close my mouth. But think about how fun it would be to be like, I'm going over to my man's house.
Yeah. Over there.
Yeah, over
keeps
there.
You know what? It keeps things right.
It's fun and exciting. I want to go sleep on his couch.
And he better clean when you're coming over.
That's what
too.
I'm saying.
You know what? I will say I'm laughing about it, but there are probably people watching right now who agree with you.
Come on.
Many
it just
people.
helps to keep. I feel like sometimes you can be just too up under.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's
Yes,
get
I
some
do.
space.
She said, yes, I do. Oh, man, I said the two.
I am crying. No. Why? Why did they do this to our women? What happened? What happened to what niggas? Who are these niggas, B? What did you niggas do to these girls, man? I'm looking at you guys. Because, like I said, as a guy, I'm not going to talk to the women. As a black man, I'm not going to talk to the white man. As a Nigerian, I'm not going to talk to the American. I'm not going to... That was about to sound crazy. I'm about to talk to my people. My black brothers, my niggas out there. What did we do to you? What did y'all do to the girls out there? What did we do? And I'm probably responsible too. What did we do to them? Because why are they now at the point where they don't want to fucking live with us? Were you telling me women don't even want to live with their men no more? She said, do you know how cool it would be to say, oh, I'm going to my man's house over there? Your man's house over there? We on the same property. We on the same land. That's just so crazy to me. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm just so hurt because I really like, when I like somebody, I want to be with that person every day. Yes, we can have our space. Yes, we can have our, you know what I'm saying? You could be upstairs, honey. I could be in the man cave. That's what the man cave is for. That's what it was. I thought that's the point of having the man cave. Babe, I bought you this house. You designed the house. I let you put the furniture. You chose the fridge. You chose the kitchen. I let you choose the counter. I let you choose everything. And you still don't want me to live here? I gotta pay for all of this and I can't even live there. Imagine that. These women, they want you to pay for everything and you can't even live with them. You can't even stay with them. You gotta come and visit. You gotta set an appointment with your wife. Hey honey, I'm free this weekend. Is it cool if I sleep over? Is it cool if I get to spend the night back? And imagine she's like, no, you can come over, but you gotta leave. I feel you, honey. Yeah, you're right. How could I forget? Oh my gosh. I'd be so sick. But then, right, you would think to my niggas, and that's why, like I said, I don't know what you guys did to him. I don't think I did anything that bad. I don't think I did anything that bad that I haven't taken responsibility for. I asked for forgiveness already. I've repented. I've done what I've done and I've repented. So, to you niggas, please repent because y'all put in this energy in the air and these women, they're hating us now. Like cause sometimes, like I said, I'll be watching Academic, so he be so mad at, I'm gonna need y'all to just, what's the beef with Deutsche? I don't know. Like, is it that personal? Like, she said on a podcast one time, on a video, she's doing the shit with her homegirl. And that's what, like I said, I feel like there's definitely different type of caduceus in the sense that I'm the Nigerian that came to America and I feel like I integrated. There's some people that come from their countries that don't fully integrate. I feel like academics is a little bit of that. He's in the culture, but he still don't get it all the way, right? Or maybe he's just an older nigga, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you know, the different generations, they don't get the inside jokes. But academics, I feel like he's way too smart to be moving sometimes how he moves. The nigga, everybody, like I said, they love to say, Doichi is an industry plant. It doesn't matter. You guys, because I feel like an industry plant is someone that doesn't have no history in music. Like, if someone has a background and you can kind of like timestamp it and you can see that, hey, this person's been working hard, bro. That's like saying fucking Marty. That's like fucking saying what's that nigga name? Timothy Chalamet is an industry plant because he was just getting promoted a lot. And like I said, I'm saying this as someone that used to think I knew what an industry plant was. You feel me? There's clear industry plants like 24K Golden, and there's you know what I'm saying. There's other people that you can't even tell. So I feel like Doechii, I feel like she's good. Whatever, he's tripping, but he's so mad because she was on a video and she said, the homegirl was like, what's my red flag in a man? Like told her to guess what Doichi's red flag in a man was. And before she even says it, she's like, oh, a DL man? And then Doichi writes on there, a straight man. And then the homegirl's like, oh, I could have guessed it. So I guess all the old niggas, I'm telling you, and all the old and sensitive niggas took that so personal and really thought that, I guess, Doichi feels like a red flag in a man is being a straight man. And this is kind of like that, you know, when they say usually the homophobic person is gay, this kind of is what they kind of be talking about. Because sometimes niggas be tripping for no reason. If you know, I don't know, I guess, do you niggas think that Doechii was going to date you guys or something? Like, why does it matter if she feels like straight male is a freaking red flag? I don't know. Am I just the only nigga that lives on the internet but also lives in real life to know that, like, that shit don't be translated 100% all the time? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm saying this shit about, you know, Keke Palmer not wanting to live with her nigga and shit. That shit be translated. And that shit, like I said, because that's relationship couple shit. That shit be actually translated. But the whole aspect of one woman saying that she doesn't like straight males and that right there is a reason to hate her, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it was obvious. And then apparently the background behind it is that she dated a nigga and he was pretending to be straight, but the whole time he was gay. So, I mean, can you blame her? Like, if we're just going off of just context, she has a right to hate niggas. And her homegirl said really what it was. She hates niggas that are DL. She doesn't hate straight niggas. She hates straight niggas that pretend to be straight. And like I said, unless I'm not a hit dog, I'm not tripping off what Doechii says about straight niggas.
Is this a thing
I'm
where
not trying to date her. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't get mad. I just appreciate the art. You don't have to talk about the person. That's all I have to say about that. So, but continue back on this living together topic. Let's go.
Is this a thing where people aren't living with their longtime partner?
I can be open, but one thing I need you to know is that I never want to live together.
Would you prefer to live with or separate from your longtime partner?
We will live together, obviously, yeah, because we're married. We have to be in the same house.
I feel like a really cute middle ground could be separate bedrooms. I'm very single, but I cannot fathom spending eternity with somebody else in my bed.
Both.
What would be the determining factor?
Like, when you try to communicate and, like, smooth things out, sometimes just the space just to go cool off real quick and then come right back to the house.
So I feel like that's not living separately, though.
Yes.
And you see, that's what I'm saying. This shit is like a psyop. They be trying to make it seem like niggas don't understand, like, relationships and that niggas don't be trying to work it out. We try. It's women that be trying to, y'all be trying to take it above and beyond. This nigga said some real shit. Hey, yeah, we just need some space. We would have argue, be able to leave. She understood immediately. You need to live separately to do that. But that's what I feel like is really what Keke Palmer's trying to get at. When I want to have my space, I want to be attached to my space. And I feel like, yes, you should be attached to space. But do we need to live separately for you to have your space? We can't live in the same house and you can have your space. You can't go upstairs and I go downstairs. We have to have whole separate houses. Is that necessary? Pay 2 separate bills. Pay 2 separate electric bills. Pay 2 separate parking. All these amenities. We want to be, what? If I want to get some groceries, I have to buy groceries for 2 houses now. What kind of nonsense is that?
Still got the keys to the same crib.
Do you have another house?
I mean, if you guys are making enough money, wouldn't it be okay to have like 2 places?
Bitch, you think it's small. You need to be thinking big, bitch.
I think probably separate. I don't know. I don't think I've had a good go at it yet.
Like in general, or do you think like your experiences with past partners and living with them, it hasn't panned out well because of the fact that you lived with them?
That's a great question.
You said I actually need to sit down with myself and think about that. Okay, Kiki, that's crazy though. That's crazy.
But yeah, like I said, what do y'all think, man? Let me know. Let me know in the chat, man. Let me know in the Patreon. Let me know on YouTube. Let me know on everywhere, man. Do y'all feel like y'all should live with y'all partners? Like, if y'all get married and stuff, would y'all want to live with y'all partners? Because me, like I said, I want to live with my partner. She could have upstairs. Just let me. I don't need much, baby girl. I'll take the basement. I'll make my little fucking man cave. Let me put my PS5, my PC, my VR setup. Put up my collectibles, and we good. I'm about to say, do I gotta move out, baby girl? I can't stay with you. And I know they keep the bathroom clean. Kiki Palmer, I'll keep the bathroom clean. No cap. It will not be no issue. So, Gopo, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm saying her name. Goapele, the first black woman to have a music video uploaded to YouTube. Her soulful track "Closer" marked that historic milestone when it became the inaugural music video by a black female artist on the site. So shout out to her, a Black History fact. Gopo, she's the first person to put. She looks so beautiful. Look how, and you see, that's how I know. Look how beautiful she is. I didn't even have to change the lighting. The way that she was able to be present on camera. Her melanin, her hair, her, you know what I'm saying? Look at that. Look at that. Normally I have to be changing the brightness, all that shit. That shit was perfect. But she made "Closer to My Dreams." And I gotta stop playing it right there, because that song right there can make a real nigga cry. No cap. But yes, so now, as you guys can see, I did that. We got through that. We got through that topic list pretty smooth. Gosh, let's see. Did anything happen during the week? Anything interesting happen this week? So I got my haircut on Wednesday, but that's not this week. But on Thursday, after I made the podcast and everything, y'all, should I even say her name? I'm not scared. You know what's so funny? I've never been pussy. I may have been scared of something, but I've never been, you know what I'm saying, scared of confrontation. Like, maybe since I avoid it sometimes, but if it come down to it, we gonna do it. We gonna do it. So y'all, why ex bestie hit me up last Thursday, and she hit me up on some she hit me up on that though. Like, she didn't hit me up on some oh hey, I feel bad. Hey, I'm sorry. Here, I want to apologize. She hit me up on some nigga, I heard you have my name in your mouth. No, she didn't do all that. I'm just kidding. But she was also on some shit oh, apparently I heard that you talked about me on the podcast, and so what's up with that? So what even happened first, right? Because you guys know I don't cap on here. And I thought it was so funny because word to my mother, B. Freaking, I'm just on the way back from school. I get a call from an unknown number. I'm on the phone with my nigga Donovan. Honestly, dang, man. Because I do got to go to class, y'all. I do got to go to class, and this story is going to take some time. So I do want to talk to y'all about it and shit. So, if anything, it might be a situation where, because I was thinking about this, if it comes down to it, would your boy ever have to freaking, what if I was to ever just, because technically speaking, when I record the podcast audioly, I could pause it and I could come back to it later and pick it up. I'm thinking, should I do that so that way I could finish today's pod? Or I could just honestly just come back in general and then just pick it up and then just add the end of the part of it to the video. Yeah, I think I might do that because I'm really enjoying today's episode and I really want to get through this. I want to get through this daily recap and I'm going to tell you guys about this week because Adria had your boy fucked up and it's only right that I tell you guys. So this is part 1 of 2 of episode 31. This is my first time doing a 2-part episode. This is so crazy. For the first time in forever, that boy came back. Whoa. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Okay, cool. It's working now. So yes, now we're going to go straight, no weakness, straight into the weekly recap. So yes, where was I? So on Thursday, the ex-bestie hit me up and she pretty much was saying about something about how, well, I always read it. So I came back from school and I was on the phone with my twin and I was like, okay, cool. This unknown number started calling me. So I was like, okay, I wonder who this is. So it turns out to be Adria, and like I said in that episode 26, if you talk to me, you know you're gonna be part of this content. And she kind of set herself up. At this point, she's just doing it on purpose. At this point, I think so. Hold on, y'all. Let me try to find the text thread. But pretty much, yeah. I come back from school and she calls me and I'm like, okay, like what's the deal? And something already told me that it was her, and I was like, okay, babe, like what's up? And she was like, oh, like pretty much like what's up? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, oh, do you want to talk about it or something like along the lines of that? And I'm like, nah, I'm cool. And she's like, well, you had 30 minutes. You talked about it for 30 minutes, so how can you be cool? Okay. But yeah. So I pretty much was like, oh, there was a message that apparently that message there that I read to you guys in episode 26, apparently there was another message that she had sent me, but I don't know if it was because, you know, she was playing blocking games on my phone or whatever, but for some reason the message never got to me. So I pretty much was going off of the message that I had, so I told her like, oh, I don't have no issue discussing what I talked about on the podcast because I know I didn't say nothing crazy. And she was like, okay, well, whatever. And I was like, so what's the deal? Like, what you calling me for? Because you made it pretty clear how you felt in the message. Like, if you really wanted to discuss it, we could have been discussed it. And then she was mentioning something about how, yeah, something along the lines of like, I just did something, like the last straw for her was like, yeah, when I took somebody somewhere. And I was like, bro, if you tripping off of shit like that, then I don't know what to tell you. And then I told her pretty much like, you were talking about I don't support you, but I was like, you don't be supporting my content or whatever. And then she said something about if you feel like the only way to support somebody through social media, then you're tripping. So I was like, okay, well, you're not gonna talk to me like that. Cause she said fucking, you're a fucking idiot. That's what she said on the phone. I was like, I ain't no idiot, and I don't know who you talking to. So I just hung up on her. So then I really wanted to see the message because I'm like, in my head I'm like, screenshot what the message was because you're telling me, because what she was basically saying that is that I didn't tell the whole story. And I'm like, okay, so I didn't tell the whole story. Send me the rest of the messages so we could discuss it. She never sends me the messages. So I was like, what was the message that you said that you were supposed to send? I don't think talking on the phone will get us anywhere, as clearly I'm still hurt from the situation, and I don't want to be cutting you off. Like, I wanted to be able to like have a full conversation. And she was like, why you hurt? Hurt people grieve. You went straight to the internet. And this is when I knew. I said, "Oh, this is not. It's not gonna be a productive conversation. Like, she's clearly just trying to like, just be funny or like just send shots." Because I was like, "Heard people grieve? No, like when people pass away, that's when you grieve." And then she said, "I went straight to the internet." No, I went straight to my podcast. It's a difference. So naturally, because like I said, I know that she's just trying to get a reaction out of me. I'm not acknowledging any of the bullshit that she's sending. So I'm just like, "What was the message that you sent? Like, let's just get to the bottom of what we're talking about." And she said, I said that she had ill intentions. How? Because I said I don't want to fuck with you no more. Ill intentions comes from the one who pillow talks. And I never said she had ill intentions. No, I didn't. So I was like, what was the message you said after the last thing? Because you said I got it. And I didn't. And I was like, I feel like we should handle this properly. And she's like, oh, now you feel like that? And she said, and then I said that's why I did it. I said that's why I didn't want to be on the phone. Because I wasn't trying to argue. She said, either way, you still going about it wrong because it's actually a conversation that we should have in person. I need to see facial expressions and tone, because now I don't trust you. Now you don't trust me. What are you talking about? Who don't trust who? So I said, man, you can FaceTime me then, if that'll help you. And then she said later, and I said, can I see the message? Can I see the message? The message that you keep saying that I didn't get, that I didn't respond to. Can I just see the message, please? Can I see the message, please? She doesn't see me the message. And I was like, because I feel like the fact that you think I got that changes a lot of my opinion. Because I'm like, if you're the whole time going off of the fact that you thought that I wasn't telling the whole story, and the whole time I never got the whole story, then now that changes your argument. And then she said, we could talk about it later. I'm at work right now. And I said, all right, that sounds good. So that was at 2:34 on, what day was this? 2:34 on Thursday, January 29th. I haven't heard from this girl since. So that's what I said. I don't know why she called my phone pressing me or like trying to call herself trying to press me or whatever. But I said, okay. So then after that, I was just playing GTA online with the homies and we was just playing golf. So that's how my Thursday went. You know what I'm saying? I just started doing rich shit with the homies. You know what I'm saying? So then on Friday, I ended up doing a bike ride with my homie Donovan, my twin ski Donovan. So shout out to Donovan. I pulled up to his house and then we went down. We basically went to Venice Beach. I'm not need to say the areas and everything because, you know, for privacy reasons, of course. But excuse me. We went to the beach. You know, we went to Venice Beach. That was about 13.71 miles. Did that in an hour and 2 minutes. Had about an average 14-mile pace. And mind you, my twin just got his bike, so the fact that he just got his bike and he's already going on bike rides with me, that just shows like, hey, it's no excuse. You feel me? So we did that. That was 13.71 miles. Got there, took some pictures. Then we came back. That was 14.11 miles at 1 hour and 55 minutes. This time around. Sorry, excuse me about that. The average speed was 12 miles. And then on the way back, we stopped and got some breakfast burrito from our favorite Mexican food spot, La Esquina. So shout out to La Esquina. You guys know you guys hold a very special place in my heart. And then got some breakfast burritos. And then there was a calisthenics event I could have went to on that Friday, but I made the sacrifice and I decided to go on the bike ride, so I wasn't able to go. So shout out to my nigga. Let me give a big shout out to my nigga actually. Shout out to my nigga Miles Washington, you know what I'm saying? Like, he really out here doing his workout shit. He's really out here doing his calisthenics out here. So, shout out to him because he hosted his first, I don't want to say annual, but I know he hosted a workout event where everybody could come out there and just come and program. And it was like mainly calisthenics and stuff, and it was really dope. It was open to everybody. And I was originally going to go, but I ended up having, like I said, the bike ride with my twin. And it's actually kind of funny because I thought it was on Saturday, so that's my fault. If I knew it was going to be on that Friday, I would have still went. So yeah, it was Health is Wealth, Discover Your Program General's Community Session. Come out and get the body moving, whether you're a beginner or experienced. This session is for everyone. So it's supposed to be on January 30th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it was supposed to be at Sid Cronental Park. So yeah, so shout out to my nigga Miles Washington, Eastern Rain, and Zero Tolerance. Shout out to them because that's what I was going to be on that Friday had I not went to go ride my bike with my twin ski. Because that weekend, like I said, that week I was off thanks to my grandma. So I didn't have to go to work that week. So yeah, we just did that. And then after that, I went to go see the movie Send Help. You know what I'm saying? and that was pretty cool. After I went to go see Send Help, I did some grocery shopping for some burgers, made some fire burgers, and then I went to before I even went to make some burgers, I stopped at Total Wine. Shout out to Total Wine to hook myself up on some Don Julio Active Julio, because it was the homie baby shower. So you know it was a movie, bro, and you know we had to get the Don Julio. You feel me? So that was a vibe. Make sure to get some of those. And then yeah, like I said, I just went home, made some burgers, and then made some double cheeseburgers. Actually did a little spin on it because my mom had given me some chili crisps. So I made the burger and I actually put some chili crisps inside the burger. So it's pretty spicy, pretty delicious. Then on Saturday, like I said, that's just how I ended my Friday night. Just seen Send Help and then just made some burgers. Then on Saturday, me and Donovan, my twinski, you know, I still got to get a workout even on the day of the actual event. We went to Ken Han, and then we did 4 miles at a pace of 8 minutes and 49 seconds at about 35 minutes. The first mile, we did it at 8 minutes 34 seconds. The second mile, we did it at 8 minutes 46 seconds. The third mile was 8 minutes 55 seconds, and the fourth mile was 9 minutes. And then after we did that, I actually did my first muscle up. That's why it was so funny. So did a 5K with my twin, did my first muscle up. After we was done with the workout, we just started doing some calisthenics after, just to get the body, you know, feeling right. So I did my first muscle up, and then after that, I asked my twin, I was like, okay, like, what are some good things I should buy for a baby shower? Because shout out to JD, it was his baby shower, so that's what I was going to that Saturday. So went to Target to buy some baby shower goods. I know, not supposed to shop at Target. But then I came home, and then I had, the event wasn't till 2 o'clock, but I got home, let's say, 10, 11 something ish. But I literally came home, and the theme of the party was black. So if you guys know anything about me, I love the color black. So I have a whole bunch of black attire. So I didn't know which one to wear. So I literally came home, and I had my little brother literally tell me hey, bro, I'm about to put on these outfits. Tell me which one's your favorite. And then we ended up coming up with my favorite outfit. So I came Bape on the shoes. I came Zara on the pants. BB Simon on the belt. Bape on the shirt. And then I came Billionaire Boys on the ice cream. Billionaire Boys on the jacket. You feel me? So something light. You know, I really came crave, but not too stupid. You feel me? So then, after I packed my outfit, I pretty much started getting ready for the event, and I made the mistake of, I took the gerb, man. I took a gerb, and the gerb I was bussing. I ain't gonna lie, I was bussing, and I was bussing way more than I thought I should have been, at least for the level that I got there. Because when I got there, I was pretty awkward. The gerb had me over there standoffish, and everybody was like, "You good, Caduce? Why you so quiet?" Man, y'all don't even know. I'm trying to stay up. I was gonna be up. I was gonna be good, but I'm over here nigga, I'm going through it right now. You feel me? I'm trying to survive. You feel me? So I'm getting there. I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? We taking shots. We vibing. But because I was so geeked up before I was busting, because I was busting so much, man, I didn't get no footage. I didn't record nothing. I was just there, but not there as much as I could have been, you know? Because even when I'm there, I'm still able to be present in the moment, but I wasn't that present in the moment. I was really just kind of just faded. I ain't gonna lie. I was just really faded. But it was really fun. It was just really fun. It's just, I know when it comes to that day about the recap or the TikTok, I can't make a TikTok about that day because I never recorded nothing. I didn't participate in none of the games. I was just there one of the uncles that just, comes every once in a while. You feel me? So that shit was good, though. So shout out to JD. Shout out to him and his woman. Shout out to him and the mother of his child. I pray you guys have a safe and amazing birth and amazing delivery. And I wish you guys nothing but the best on your raising of your child to be. Amen. Thank you for having me, for real, because it was really nice. I just love shit like that, so I really had a good time, you feel me? After which, I actually went to La Esquina because it was close by, you feel me? So I went to La Esquina and I got me some carne asada fries. Got the carne asada fries, and I went to my uncle's house because it was a day plot, so there was still time to go to another plot. And it's Saturday, so it's Grammy weekend. Niggas is outside, LA is vibed up. But like I said, the gerb had me up, the liquor had me down. So I'm low-key fighting the done-forness. I'm low-key come see, come sa. I'm low-key going in and out. So I make it to La Esquina. get my carne asada fries, make it to my uncle's house, and I'm trying to eat the fries, eat a good amount of them, and then I just like knock out. I ain't gonna lie, I kid you not. I literally was just like, yeah, I'm done for it. And I just take a nap, and it was still early enough to where I could have still went out that night, but I was just so done for, and I knew I had work the next day that I didn't even risk it. So I just said, yeah, you guys, I think this is where I'm gonna end my night at. So I just ended my night on my uncle's couch, and I just slept in till the next day. And then on Sunday, I woke up from on said uncle's couch, and I went to get some gas for my car, and I went home. No cap. I didn't regret nothing because I felt like I had a blast. You feel me? So I just went to get some gas for my car, and then I paid off my first credit card because this Sunday was the first of the new month. So as you guys know, I've been trying to teach you guys, like I said, this new method that I've been trying to use to pay off my credit card debt, to pay off money and stuff like that. So each week or each paycheck, let's just say it like that, I put money to the side. And at the end of the month, whatever money I've accumulated or saved, I put towards the smallest debt I have to pay it off, and then continuously going to keep doing it like that. So the first month is already passed. I was able to save a good amount of money. So I paid off my first smallest debt, and I'm really proud of myself because now that's going to be one less bill I'm going to have per month. So that's the goal. Keep paying it per month, but save up a little lump sum and then pay as much as I can towards it, so that way I could just get it out the way. And then eventually just learn how to like utilize my credit and my debt better, so that way I don't be in a situation where I'm doing it like this and I have a whole bunch of where I have a whole bunch of balances on different cards. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little bit of, growth right there, a little bit of like, adulting right there for your boy, a little bit of sauce, a little bit of game right there. If you want to learn how to pay your credit card debt, save as much money as you can per month, and then at the end of the month, just put it towards the smallest debt you have. So that way it'll be just one less debt you got to worry about later. So then after that, I just went to work, honestly, you feel me? Had a great shift. I managed to get through the shift because the nigga was done for. Came home, did my laundry, made my TikTok, and uploaded my videos to my YouTube. So even if I don't wake up in the morning and get to it, I'm still going to get to it after. Like I tell you guys, just as long as you show up, as long as you're consistent, as long as you're applying yourself, as long as you're giving it your all, whatever your all is that day, whatever it is, as long as you're giving it, you're winning. So then my Sunday, good, done for. Then on Monday, right back to my twin. I'm telling you, this nigga's no joke. Like, and it's so funny because shout out to him too, because he kind of let me see that, like, I think I have, like, your boy has been riding this bike for a while. Because sometimes I be thinking like, dang, am I really fast or am I just good from what I am? Me and my nigga, I told you guys, we went to freaking Venice Beach. He told me himself, he said, nah, like, you be moving. So I really appreciate him because he was in a sense a good gauge to see how, like, a nigga really is and how fast I really go on the bike. So it was really nice. And then the fact that he still showed up the next day knowing that, like, we're not necessarily the same speed, but he's still going to show up and still, like, come with me, like, that just shows that, like I said, no excuse, just produce. So on Monday, decided to take my twin to my side of town. I was like, yeah, now you're finna come and see where I come ride my bike at. So we went to Manhattan Beach, and then we did 18 miles, 9 miles there, 9 miles back. And it's so funny because, like I said, because I do it so often, I don't even realize, like, how much pain I could be in during the bike ride. But because he's not used to the endurance for biking, he was telling me, he was like, yeah, bro, my thighs are on fire. He said, yeah, bro, I was stopping, pedaling. I'm like, I don't even think of doing something like that because I'm so used to it. But that just goes to show, like, how much I've been doing it to the point where, like, shit like this isn't even an issue. And because sometimes, like I said, I'll be in the gym and I'll be training my legs and I'll be like, damn, are my legs really getting stronger? Am I really, like, really getting, like, more strength? But this shows me, like, the bike ride showed me that, nah, Caduce, you are getting stronger. Nah, you are getting better. You are getting faster. So, yeah, that was really nice. I ain't gonna lie. It was really good. It was a really good bike ride. And shout out to my homie, Devin. Shout out to my Twisky Devin because it was his birthday on that Monday. You know what I'm saying? So I called off. You know what I'm saying? So I did not go to work that day. I apologize. And then after the bike ride, you feel me? I pretty much went home, got dressed, and pulled up on my nigga Devin. And then we pulled up to the Court Cafe, got some Court Cafe. You know what I'm saying? We was lit. You know what I'm saying? Had the Don Julio. We was vibed up. You know what I'm saying? We ain't freaking Court Cafe. All the ladies looking at us. I'm just kidding. They not all looking at us. But we just doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? Eventually we finished our food. Of course, I didn't drink too much. I barely drank for real because I had to drive. So I took my nigga back. My nigga was in the passenger seat slump. That shit was so funny though, because that's how I know we had a good time. Because he was over there done for. So after I take my nigga home, I go home myself and I just I ain't gonna lie, I pass out. I come home, knock out because the food was so good. The vibe was just so nice. So after I'm done, we were thinking about, well, he told me we might go. He never confirmed this, so I'm not gonna put this on my nigga Devin. But he was saying he might be going to somewhere else later on. But when that later on time came and he never said anything about it, I just went about my day. So I just got on the game, and it was so funny because I'm playing the game, I'm playing GTA, and then I get suspended because I don't know. I normally would, anytime I get on GTA, I normally get on the PlayStation party. But because Devin was out here, I knew I was going to be able to get on PlayStation party with him. So I just didn't start one. So I was just talking in the game chat, and I don't know. Maybe I said something crazy. Maybe I said something that somebody didn't like. But they reported me, and then Rockstar suspended your boy for 2 days. So on Monday, I was suspended up until Wednesday. That shit was so crazy to me. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Fuck them. I love you, Rockstar, but y'all was wrong for that. Because I even did an appeal, and they denied my appeal. So that's why I'm saying fuck y'all, because that hurt my feelings. But on Tuesday, and then if you guys noticed it too, this week, I did it backwards. So normally, I do my outdoor workouts at the end of the week. But due to my, it's my niece's B-Day, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Harmony. Shout out to my twin, Donovan. That's his daughter. You know, that's my brother, so his daughter is my niece. So because it's her birthday this week, he's going to go see her. And without giving too much information, we pretty much just have to switch it up this week. So I was okay, that's no problem with me. And I low-key appreciated him because I've been needing some way to kind of keep these workouts, like kind of keep it entertaining, or like just some way to just switch it up to where it won't be like the same thing each week, even if it is the same thing each week. And he just showed me that like now I could do my outdoor activities at different days of the week, different times of the week, so that way I can mix it up for myself. Because I'm sad to announce I don't think I'm going to be able to go to my run club anymore. There's a new run club that I found that I think I could go to. They meet on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. But it doesn't really work on my current schedule. I could go today. It's so funny. I could go to them today if I want to. But if I go to them today, I wish I had planned it earlier. It's cool. It's only 3 miles. I think I can still do it. Why not? We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling around 7 o'clock. Because, like I said, there is a new run club that I'm thinking about joining. But why I'm leaving, or no, I can't go to the old run club or the original run club, Hold Us Fit, because that's still going to be my run club. It's not that I'm leaving. I'm just taking a pause, I guess you can say, in absence, because they decided to change their time to 9 o'clock, and due to my schedule conflictions, I won't be able to show up at 9 o'clock. So I got school and stuff on the weekends. I got work and stuff on the weekends. So now it's just too close to work, and I already be tardy, so I ain't gonna be extra tardy. You feel me? Because I'm trying to work out. Because I already be tardy because of working out. So it's like to be extra tardy because of a workout again. It's like okay. So now, like I said, I might have to join this new run club called Keep It Run 100, and they meet, like I said, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7, and then Sundays they meet at 5 a.m. And it's actually pretty nice because, like I said, they do like long runs more often, so I feel like that's more my speed anyway. It's just a thing about the timing, because they're usually by 7 o'clock I done already landscaped, I done already like did all my workouts for the day, or did everything I want to do anyway, so I'm already turning it in by that time. So I'm like, if I do go to their thing, I'm gonna be turning it in and winding down after them, which is not bad. Like I said, it's really, because if it's 3 miles and 8 minutes per mile, that's like a 25-minute thing. Like that would be like just from like, it would be literally from like, at most, if they do like a 30-minute, let's say they do a 45-minute stretch, they start at 7:45. At most, it'd probably be like 7:45 to 8:45. It's just the fact of coming home and doing stuff after. It's not bad. It's really not bad. I'm really considering it, because honestly, there's no movie that I need to go see today, so there's no reason why I can't go run. It's just more the fact that I kind of wanted to stream, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I could stream and just edit my video today, edit the podcast, I might just do that, so. we'll figure it out, you guys. We'll figure it out, and I'll let you guys know by next week what the choice was. More than likely, I'm probably not gonna go. I'm gonna just keep it 100 because I didn't even plan for it. But maybe a week, in 2 weeks, I'll go. In 2 weeks, I'll go because I already know next week, the movie How to Rob 101 is coming out, so I know I'm definitely gonna see that. But it depends, like I said, if I'm gonna see it on Thursday or am I gonna see it on Friday. You know, because today, like I said, had I finished this earlier, I'd be already editing right now and doing that stuff. So, you know, just taking it by the day. Not giving excuses, just being real. So, yeah. After that, you know, like I said, after that, because I was just explaining why I did my workouts differently this week. So, pretty much now this week, we're doing the outdoor activities first. So, on Monday was the bike ride, and now Tuesday is going to be the run. So, we were planning to run around USC just to do a 5K, 3 miles. But my twin, he's so freaking goated. This nigga, after our bike ride on Monday, this nigga goes to class and fights, leaves, and then goes back to class and fights again. So this nigga did 3 workouts in one day. And then was on Tuesday saying, my knee kind of hurts. Well, yeah, gang. You're too strong. You're working too hard. And I'm saying that, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's my competition right there, y'all. That's my motivation right there because what was really stopping me right now from really going to the run club, because as a segue to that conversation, is the fact that I know I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow. So I'm like, if I go to the run club, I want to be able to play the game today. I want to be able to chill, do all that stuff, and be able to wake up on time to go to, to the gym tomorrow morning. Yeah, Zach, I'm not going to do too much tonight. Yeah, I'm not going to do too much because, nah. Tomorrow is a very special day. Tomorrow's going to be a very special workout. Let's just put it like that. So, yeah. So, nah. So, then, on Tuesday, ran with Donovan. We couldn't go too crazy because his leg was hurting. So, we still ended up doing 3 miles. But we kind of just did a mixture of running and walking to that way not put too much pressure on his leg. So, then, after that, you know what I'm saying, we landscape. And then I head to class. And then we were just watching a video on the ethical part of scientific exploration, and this guy named Philip Zimbardo, he recently got exposed because somebody went into his research or went to his study of the Stanford prison experiment. Someone was interested in how it was and how he did it, and then in doing that, they discovered that he had some unethical practices and he had manipulated certain things in the experiment. So technically speaking, the outcome was not genuine because it was manipulated. So with that, it changes a lot in the scientific department, especially in psychology, because a lot of studies and a lot of researches, a lot of topics are based on the findings of his experiment and his experience, because the whole point of that Stanford prison experience was just showing that prisons was evil, but his goal was just to get famous. He had a whole it's a whole 45-minute video. I can't play that on here. I ain't trying to get copyrighted or keep y'all on here for a whole another hour. But pretty much, yeah, I'm gonna keep you guys posted on that. Let you guys know how the new ethical practices of. So pretty much, let's just put it like this: the nigga had students pretend to be prisoners, and he had students pretend to be officers, prison guards, and he had a whole script for all the guards to follow, but he didn't mention that the guards were also being studied and that the people were being studied. And if you're being studied, you're not supposed. You can't act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, he was manipulating the results. And if you manipulate the results in any type of way, it's a bad experience. It's a bad experiment. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he did that, but he didn't let people know, and that they went on to use this as a baseline for other experiences, other experiments, and studies and researches, it just really was bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's just really what was getting exposed for that. So then after that, after class, I just went to my dad's office where I helped him out with the ink. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my dad, help him replace the ink. And then I went to beauty supply store to get my dad the hair products that I use to grow my hair out. Because as you guys can see, your boy Kadu's got a full head of hair. And that full head of hair be doing good because of certain products that I could shout them out on me. I don't mind shouting out my hair products. Like I said, there was a point where I felt like I had to hide the sauce. But I feel like God is so prevalent in my life that I don't have to hide nothing that I do. So, Blue Magic Originals Super Sure Grow. That's one of the hair products that I use. That's like a hair cream. Talaya Wajid Protective Styles Grow Hair Grow Growth Oil for healthy hair while wearing braids, wigs, weaves, faux laws, crochet, udos, extensions, 2 cent strips, twisties. Like this right here is really for like niggas. I'm telling you, like oh God. And then Miel Rosemary Mint Scalp and Hair Straightening Oil. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to get a full head of hair, even a full head of chin hair, full chin of hair, get those products. Tell them Casey I sent you, and you'll be good. So then it was Tuesday. So normally it's Taco Tuesday, but I already had some ingredients at home. I had some beef, so I was like, you know what? Let's make a burrito. You know what I'm saying? Let's make a burrito because I didn't feel like making no. I don't know why I didn't feel like making no taco, but I was like, let's make a burrito. So I ended up going to Target, getting some specific things so I could make a Taco Bell grilled cheese burrito. Came home, tore that up, did all that. Like I said, maybe another episode I'll really go into detail, like how I made it and stuff. But overall, I made it, and then I just messed up on the grilled cheese part. Like, I made the burritos perfectly fine. But when I tried to grill the cheese onto the burrito, the cheese wouldn't stay on it as I rolled this. So the cheese kept freaking like, it just didn't come out mucho gusto. But it still tasted mucho gusto. And Target didn't have any Frito-Lays, so I had to use the spicy Funyuns. So I crushed up the Funyuns and I put it inside of the burrito instead of the Funyuns. Instead of the Frito-Lays and stuff. And it still came out really good. So that was my Tuesday. And then I just played on the video game, played some Fortnite. I finished the South Park Battle Pass, so I was able to get the glider and everything. So the South Park Battle Pass was a success. And then on Wednesday, that was leg day. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. This week, I don't know. More than likely it's because of the weekend I had. I must be trying to catch up on sleep because this week, every time I've had a chance to wake up at 4 a.m., I've decided not to, and I've literally went back to sleep for 2 more hours, and I've decided to wake up at 6 a.m. So, literally, the theme of this week is 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Because I woke up at 6 a.m., and then I went to the gym, and I reminded myself why I wake up at 4 a.m. Because everybody and their mama was at the fucking gym. And even though it was leg day, the machines I wanted to use was all being used. Everybody and their mama was using it, and it was just hectic. And it just reminded me, Kudus, even if you do want to sleep in, just wake up early. It's just better to just get up at 4 a.m. Like, every time, I'm telling you guys, as much as I would love to do shit later in the day, it just proves to me the way that everybody else, the way that every other American and every other person in America operates, the early bird gets the worm, and I'm trying to get the worm every time. Every time. So I'm going to always wake up early from now on. It just is what it is. Even with my podcast. I'll try my best to sleep in and maybe think, okay, it's not going to affect, but now you guys see I'm over here doing 2-part series of a 1-part episode. You feel me? So, overall, just went to the gym, had an amazing session. I tried to do the muscle up at the gym. I think I was too nervous. I ain't going to lie. I got freaking stage fright because I was not able to do it as easily as I was able to do it. And it wasn't that I was doing it easy when we did it at the Kenda Hong with my twin, but I was able to do it then. But for some reason, yesterday, I wasn't able to do it. So, yeah. Went to work. Had a good shift. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? That was it. And then today, Thursday, normally I wouldn't be able to tell you guys what I did. But because I came back, I can kind of tell you guys what I did. So, I just came back from class. We just were working on our hypothesis and our research question for the class. Because like I said, I'm taking 30-40 research methods in psychology. So, my research question currently is, how does personality traits affect how you show up in relationships, social relationships, friendships, and social media? So I'm pretty much interested in how your personality type affects how you present yourself on social media, because I feel like my personality type, being such an open person, optimistic, loud, whatever you want to call it, it dictates the fact that I like posting a lot, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like people assume that I like posting a lot. Like, they might think subconsciously there's something wrong with me. I'm trying to prove myself. I'm trying to it might be some insecurity reason behind it. But the whole time it's just, no, I just genuinely like posting myself, and I genuinely like living in the moment. I genuinely like capturing, fun moments in my life and what I feel like is my beautiful life. So I like posting and shit. So I feel like my personality kind of relates to that, and it kind of dictates and affects how I show up in a lot of my relationships. And I feel like maybe if I start learning the personality types of the people that I'm around more, and like if I do more research in like just how personality types and how it affects how people show up in their relationships, maybe it'll help me learn how to handle my relationships and my friendships and just relationships in general better. Because if I know, okay, someone with a, you know, introverted personality type is less likely to initiate hangouts, is less likely to reach out to you, call you up, I might be in that friendship, you know what I'm saying, be more inclined to help them out by like reaching that bridge and helping them out. And then, you know what I'm saying, I know you don't reach out that much, so I'm gonna reach out more to you type shit. So, you know, like I said, don't get it twisted. I may be iced out, but I'm still knowledged out. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a genius. You feel me? So, with that being said, you guys, I hope you guys understand that it is K-Stacks to P, the one and only. If you doing anything, I got you guys. I got the right thing right here. I mean, bringing longevity to the community through fitness, man. It's your boy K-Stacks to P, man. Stay down for the come up. Stay down and lay. Stay down. But no matter, hey, when everybody else is doing their thing and you don't, you know what I'm saying, you might feel like you don't fit in. It don't matter, man. Just stick to it. Find out what you love. Find out what you have a passion for, and just go through with it, man. Because it's gonna make sense to you, and it's gonna make sense to somebody else, and that's what that matters at the end of the freaking day. So it doesn't matter what anybody else is talking about. No matter what your mom, your dad, your auntie, your sister, your uncle, your nephew, your nieces, your brother, your sister. I don't know. It don't matter what anybody talking about. Always do you, and always do what makes you happy. Always be considerate, and always try to be optimistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when shit ain't going your way, always just believe that God has a bigger plan for you and has something that He has. God has a bigger plan for you, and it's going to make sense when it needs to make sense. You know what I'm saying? So let me not start getting on here rambling. I still don't know what type of outro I'm gonna try to go with, but this is the outro we're going with right now, man. It's your boy K-Stacks P. This is episode 31 of the Staydownla podcast. I just want to say I'm so grateful for everybody listening, everybody supporting, and everybody fuck with your boy. Make sure you guys check this out and check out. This is not YouTube, so I'm not gonna do all that. But yeah, it's your boy K-Stacks P. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all in the next episode. I'm out. Peace.